take two.
All right,
So, so this is take
yeah.
two. So our first take, we spent like more than half the time fangirling over Anos, and there was really no structure, which was fun because we were just fangirling and talking about things we liked. But
Yeah.
that'll be a blooper reel eventually. This
Somehow.
podcast has two people in it. Well, three people. Myself, Spider Man. We have the Canadian, not the Canadian, the British man,
Yo,
Dev,
what's up, guys?
and then we got Madei royalty themselves, 5077,
AKA Meat.
Yes. Hello. This
aka.
is 5077.
Of course, you would say 5,000. Of course, you would say. You wouldn't just say
So,
5077. Of course.
Huh?
Of.
Because hey,
so
my
guys.
my username used to be longer. This username used to be longer.
Yeah, you're
Oh
not
my
wrong.
god, that fucking. So, guys, to let you know what we talk about today, we talk about an anime that came out. It started.
Summer
So yeah, this
Summer
last season just
2020.
gone, and it debuted on July the 4th, 2020. There's 13 episodes. It's called The Misfit of Demon King Academy. The full name, Misfit of Demon King Academy, History's Strongest Demon King reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants. The Japanese
Say that
is
10 times. Say that shit 10
Misfit of
times.
Demon King Academy, History's Strongest Demon King reincarnates and goes to school with his descendants. Fuck that.
Exactly. So the Japanese name is Maou Gakuin no Futekigosha.
Yeah, better than what I said in the blooper, which you might be able to hear.
Yeah.
It started as a light novel, and it's been adapted.
A web novel.
It
Sorry, a
starts
web
as a
web
web
novel.
novel, then got adapted
Yeah.
to a light
So-
novel.
Damn,
There's a-
50's on your ass from the
And then there's-
start.
And there's this manga, but it's still in hiatus because the artist that's working on the manga is still sick since last year.
Hopefully they get better soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully,
Because
because
the story is great. I need to get.
Because the manga's the thing that got me, that made me start the series first, before the anime and the web novel, basically.
Nice.
So to give you guys a plot explanation now, just to preface, this is going to have spoilers for basically every episode. We're not holding back. We're talking about the episodes and what we liked about them and what happens. So if you haven't seen it, pause, go watch it, come back, or listen to us while you watch it so you can hear our over-the-top reactions to it. So the plot for the show: after 2,000 years of countless wars and strife, the Demon King Anos Voldigo,
Voldigoad.
made
I call
a
them, but yeah. So for people who don't, I'm sorry to interrupt that, but so people know I call them buttholes because anos means buttholes in Spanish. So
it's a butthole
uh,
anime.
yeah. So there's that.
So yeah, he made a deal with the human hero Kanon to sacrifice his own life to ensure peace could flourish. Reincarnating 2,000 years later, Anos finds that the royal demons now harshly rule over the lower class hybrid demons in a society that values Anos' pure blood descendants over the demons who interbred with other species such as humans and spirits. Finding that magic as a whole has begun to decline and his descendants weaker as a result of the peace he created, Anos, now technically a hybrid himself, decides to reclaim his former title of Demon King, but first he must graduate from Demon King Academy, where he is labeled a total misfit. So my man's gone to school. So basically, reincarnates and goes to school. There we go. That's the anime. Sorted. Does some maths, some science, some history. Learns about himself.
Well, he learned. Well, so we're gonna break it down by episode. We're gonna give the synopsis for each episode, and then we're gonna give our overall thoughts and like some things we loved about him. Because, as I said before, in our first take, we were skipping around so goddamn much. So
It was fun.
I will let, yeah, but we didn't know what the fuck we were doing half the time. I will let Dav read the synopsis for each episode, and then we'll discuss them and talk about it.
Okay, so there's 13
So-
episodes in total.
hmm
Starting off, we've got episode 1. The Misfit of Demon King Academy is the title. In present-day demon society, the Dalzagade Demon King Academy trains young demons descended from the Demon King's bloodline, waiting for the Demon King to reincarnate. So there's the whole idea of reincarnation, that the Demon King one day will reincarnate through one of the students. Two new students, Anos and Misha, are bullied by Zeppis, an arrogant royal. Anos, who is secretly the reincarnated Demon King, easily humiliates him by repeatedly killing him and resurrecting him until he surrenders. Anos invites Misha to his home, where it is explained that by Anos's parents that he used his magic to rapidly age. Anos is accosted by Zeppis and his brother Leorig, who explains that nobles and royals ensure their supremacy by secretly murdering any hybrids born with powerful magic. Leorig then murders Zeppis for humiliating the family, the brother. However, Anos is unaffected by Leorig's magic, explaining that as their founding ancestor, he is the origin of their magic, and you cannot defeat the person who created the magic with his magic. He then defeats Leorig by summoning Zeppis as a vengeful zombie. Victorious, Anos fully resurrects Zeppis and Leorig and declares that he will retake his throne as Demon King. And the next day, Anos receives his student crest, which identifies him as the most powerful new student, but a total misfit.
So, so as we said, that's the synopsis. It didn't capture everything because it's just a quick synopsis of what happened. So, 50 in episode 1. What did you love, like, or dislike about the episode?
Well, what I liked about the episode, I liked about like the action of it, like every animation of it, and there's some probably additional scenes that I probably haven't seen in some parts that they've kind of cut out that I kind of noticed, like, or they kind of just did differently. Like the part with the aptitude test about how they know much about the Demon King. I think they changed on how they give the questions to Anos.
I
I'm not
like-
sure if I remember.
One of the things that I found hilarious is Anos is like, "This is my history. Of course I know it. Duh." And then we get to the end of the episode, and it's like, "Yeah, you got all of it wrong, sir." Dev, I know there's this one scene in particular you want to talk about because we gushed about it a lot.
So,
Do the honors, fam. Do the honors.
as we mentioned, there is the fight where they meet Zeppis at the beginning, and he's kind of bullying Misha, and Anos is just like, you know what, bruv, let me teach you a lesson, and he introduces him to what's called the 3-second rule. Right, this man's literally stares at him in the eyes, clicks his fingers, and he dies. Right.
And he,
Beforehand to this, right, my man kills him, right? He doesn't do anything, right? So they're standing on each side of the little arena that they're on. And Anos just stares at Zeppis and he's just like, I'm gonna fuck you up, but I'm not even gonna touch you. I'm not even gonna come near you. I'm not gonna nope, I'm gonna stand right here. It then shows Anos's heartbeat, right? And you're like, what the fuck? Bruv, Zeppis just dies. He dies. Anos kills him with his heartbeat. The
Man,
dude dies because of a natural thing that Anos is doing with his heart. His heart is just beating.
And don't forget that he thought he was safe because he had the fucking
Anti-magic armor or
Yeah,
something.
he had this anti-magic armor. He's just like, oh yeah, this armor that I have just negates all magic. And Anos is like, all right, cool, that's fine. Fucking heart starts beating, dude just dies. Anos then walks up and revives him. He revives him.
And then kills him again.
And he looks at him, like bends over, looks at him in the eyes, and literally Thanos snaps him. Literally clicks his fingers, and the dude just explodes, dies with a click of his fingers.
everybody in the audience is looking disgusted. They're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Like, yeah,
Like-
because everyone doesn't know how to do resurrection magic somehow for some reason in this day and age in this series.
And
That
he
time.
the way he kills him and then casts a spell, right? Brings him back to life. But he brings him back to life, it's within 3 seconds and you can do it. And he brings him back to life completely healed and everything, right? Your breathing is heavy on the mic. Slightly. So he like brings him back to life and he just stares at him and he just clicks it again. All right, over and over and over. All right, and Anos even said to him, right, I won't even use such magic to kill you. He just clicks his fingers and the dude just dies. The dude explodes. All right, and
Yes,
he
it
just
did.
kept on doing it over and over. Eventually, right, Zephyrus is like starts to shit himself. He's like, all right, cool, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I submit to the defeat. All right, the fact that this guy can just do it without hesitation, just click his fingers and the guy just dies it just shows how stupidly broken he is and overpowered. It was ridiculously funny.
It was the crazier part was when he brought his brother as backup because Anos and Misha are walking home, or I forgot where they're walking, and then the stadium appears, right? And then the old boy brings out his brother and he's like, brother, gonna fuck you up because you fucked me up. And the funniest thing is he gets killed by his brother.
So the
Whose mic
brother's
is
like,
that?
I don't know, it's 50s. The brother literally just like,
Sorry.
you've disgraced the royals, right? The royals and the nobles, we work together by secretly killing all you hybrids so that we can keep the power. And then Anos was like, okay,
That's
He
cool.
doesn't care.
all right. And then he goes, right now, we're going to kill you. But first, and he turns to his fucking brother, the guy that Anos defeated, and just fucking kills his brother for disgracing the royals.
Yeah,
Doesn't even
that's
hesitate.
kind of...
He just kills him. And he kills him quite brutally as well.
He does. Yeah, it's some fucked shit. Not gonna lie to you. I was disgusted.
He just straight up just kills him, right? And Anos sees this, right? And Anos is just like, that's your brother, G. But okay. Come and fight me if you think that you've got what it takes, right? So now the older brother's Leorig, right? Goes over, right, to fight him. And he begins to cast like this higher death risk spell. And he attacks Anos with it, right? The dust clears, and Anos is just standing there, as if nothing happened, as if there's just a little bit of a smoke screen, and it clears, and Anos is just like, you can't use origin of magic on me. I'm literally the origin myself. I'm the one who created this shit.
The guy looked like, what the fuck am I doing? He looked like he was ready to repent. He was like, God forgive me for I have sinned type of shit. Because
And then
God,
the quote as well. So Lurig, right? Basically, he reveals that he's the Demon King, right? Okay, but obviously no one believes that it's him because the idea is that the Demon King will reincarnate in the strongest person of the academy. So obviously Lurig thinks he's stronger, so he's like probably assuming that if I'm stronger than you, there's no way you can fucking reincarnate the Demon King, right? And Lurig gets pissed at him because of what he said for making light of the founder's great deeds. Anos just replies, I was talking about myself and making light of my own great deeds. This guy doesn't care, bruv. He doesn't care.
that man
so
just
smart.
literally said, yeah, he's like, bitch, please. Why would I? It was great. And then when so after that hype moment where Anos literally saves Misha because these two smug assholes, we meet the best mom of 2020. What do you call
Best girl
her?
from the series.
Mamos.
Mamos, who
Yeah.
I have claimed in my day, just for the record.
Cheated.
Yeah,
Her name is Isabella. Her name's Isabella.
yeah. We meet Isabella, and Isabella basically says, "Oh my God, did you bring home a wife?" And I'm like, "What the flying fuck? This motherfucker just. I mean, I'm not even mad. This motherfucker game's too powerful, bro. He's flexing on people. He's fucking making people worship him now. They probably do have her as a wife. And then Dav made the point in the previous podcast that Misha was going along with it. She's like, yeah, you're right. And the mom and the dad were like, oh my god. I
Anos
love
isn't
that.
even like he's not even flinching. He's just like he's just smiling because he's liking. So he cares a lot about his parents, even the fact that he's very wholesome towards him. And
Oh yeah. He's very protective.
he loves the fun that they're having with Misha and this excitement that they have with the fact that he's brought home a quote unquote wife. And
Yeah.
it's
It was.
really
It was.
wholesome. The show goes from crazy action to wholesome slice of life, you kind of feel, to just condescending dickadry to a harem very quickly.
What one thing I love, and we learned this in this episode, is kind of the dynamic he has with his parents. Well, he even though he's a reincarnation, many times when you have an overpowered character, they really don't have that bond with anybody, right? Or that super familial bond with anyone because they're just so overpowered and you don't really believe it. But with Anos, you kind of believe it. Well, not even kind of, you do believe it because you see how like engaged he is with them. He's like, "Oh, hi, mom, I'm home," and then she's like all welcoming him. "Oh, do you want this for dinner?" And then he's just and their interactions are super wholesome. And as the series progresses, you realize that holy shit, these people are like, I believe that they're his parents. Um, but that was okay. So episode 1, what would you guys rate it?
Solid, probably 8 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
Because
it's a really good introduction. It's an 8.
Yeah, I agree. I would go more 9 just because I just loved when he so when he first meet Misha, that cunt, he tries to bully them and he just stops him in his tracks for a cool minute, and he just walks and Nano just walks away, and then he meets him again in the battlefield. He's like, "Nah, you're gonna die," and
Yeah,
then
it's like he just blows away the man. Like, hey, I casted this fire magic spell. It's like very advanced, and Ans just blows it away by just
oh
simply
my
just blowing
god,
it away.
dude, that was so sad. That's when that's when like you try to flex and you just fail miserably, and it's like, just don't
It's
show
like,
your
oh
face
no.
no more, bro. Just don't show your face no more, brother. Don't. But yeah, for that reason, that episode for me is a 9. Um, Dev, do you want to start with episode two's recap?
okay, so episode 2 is called The Witch of Destruction. I love that title. 2,000 years ago, Anos, tired of the war, made a deal with the human hero Kanon to sacrifice his life to separate the demon, human, and spirit and god realms for 1,000 years so peace could flourish. So this was kind of like a flashback they did right at the beginning. In the present, Anos learns he was deemed a misfit because of the history of the Demon King has been grossly misinterpreted. He proves his intelligence by correcting the spell of his teacher, Emilia Ludewell, doubling his power. He then proves his power by overwhelming Sasha, Misha's arrogant sister, with her own spell. Sasha challenges Anos to a duel in the team exam. If Sasha loses, she joins Anos' team. But if Anos loses, he becomes her slave. Oi, oi. Anos easily wins using his immense physical strength and overwhelming magic. After Sasha unwillingly agrees to join his team, Anos reveals he went easy on her because Misha loves Sasha and wanted to be on the same team as her. Plus, he thinks Sasha's demon eyes, which we'll get to, are beautiful. After introducing Sasha to his parents, who are shocked he brought 2 girls home this time, not 1, but 2 blood. Sasha
That's reaction.
secretly thanks Anos for helping her reconcile her difficult relationship with Misha and kisses him. May we get there we go. The romance starts already, blood. This episode was great. The
Yeah,
flashback that we had was done perfectly. You knew it was a flashback. You didn't have to kind of like realize it was one. You knew right off the bat. It was quite well presented. You get to meet the hero Kanon for a little bit, and
and that
yeah,
we kind of get shown who two other characters are: the Great Spirit Reno and the Creation God Militia.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the then comes back to original time where he realizes, like I said, that history has been grossly misinterpreted and changed, right?
Yeah,
And
and there's this somehow the founder's name is now Avos Del Havia. So
so not
like, so
Anos,
there's a
Avos. They
Avos,
changed 1 letter, bro. Fucking
Avos
lazy
Del Havia,
bastards.
and the last name because
Yeah,
there's like a running conspiracy for Anos to think, hey, someone did this, so I might have to figure out who did it.
Yeah,
So
I know this is a sorry to interrupt. I know
no
this was
worries.
a low key butthurt that I mean I'd be butthurt too. Um, that everybody changed the history of what he did. And it's like, no, it's not Anos, it's Avos, and he's like,
It's like,
wait, what the?
yeah, it's like you prepared something, then suddenly something happens.
And it's like, yeah, it's not you, it's them, and it's
It's
like,
them.
what?
Like,
Yeah,
what are you doing,
nah,
man?
no, yeah, you could swear in this, you could swear in this. What the fuck? Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, you're right. Um, but yeah, so we got to talk about that scene, not the kiss.
the teacher.
The
Well, yeah.
the
All right, all right. Well. Since there's a lot to unpack this episode, we'll start with the teacher.
All
What
right,
did you guys What did you guys think about the
Emerald.
teacher?
she is
What do you
racist.
okay?
She's
What do
racist.
you guys think about the teacher, and what did you think about that interaction Anos and her had?
Go on, 50.
Yeah, she's racist. That's the thing. Right off the bat, she gets the truth that she's racist because she believes that the royalty are better than because the royalty are pure bloods and only pure bloods should exist and not the ones that are like half bloods.
So just to let you guys know, for those listening, the world is based on, as you heard, there are different races, but when we say racist in this term, like 50 just said, there's the pure blood royals, the nobles, and then you get the misfits. The misfits are like the bottom barrel of society. They're the ones
The
who are treated like shit. That is who the teachers are basically against, and that's who she is racist against. And within this episode, the idea that they had to do, Emilia is her name. She begins the class, and they have to have team leaders. They need to be able to cast a spell called Guys. Anos raises his hand and says, "Yo, I'll do it." And she says, "No, white uniform. So white uniforms is the hybrids." It says, "Now white uniforms can't be leaders." Which she doesn't even hesitate. She's like, "Nah, you got a white uniform, sharp, right?" So Anos says, "Look. If I can cast it, right?
like if I could fix it,
Yeah, then cool.
Oh,
I'll be a leader." So she's like, "Okay, fine." She is confident he can't, bruv. Anos just gets up. And he's smiling the whole time like a smug bastard. This guy's got the smirkiest of smirks, man. All right. And he just walks forward up to the stage and he says, "Okay, cool. So if I get this right, I can be leader." And she's like, "Yeah, whatever." She says, "But if you don't, yeah, you have to apologize and drop out of school." So obviously he smiles, says, "Yeah."
he's like, that's fine. That's
He
okay.
then so they've cast a spell to basically make that contract. Anos then looks at the magic circle for Guys, right? And he's just like, "Hey, this is flawed. There's a problem here." And she's just like, "What?" So he starts fucking redrawing the circle, right? And it makes it twice as powerful, right? In front of the whole the students. And obviously all the other royals are like, "What is this guy doing? Like, what is this mug doing? Like, this fucking piece of shit is going against us." And he just starts redrawing the fucking Guys. And it's now double the power. And it's just so much better in every single way. And the teacher cannot understand what's just happened. She's just staring at him, and he's just
She's
standing
like,
there with this smirk, bro. He's like,
to quote what I said in the Tenro Island channel, she got dad dicked. He whipped his dick out, slapped her around. He's like, "Bitch, get it together. Get it together. This is the new thing now." And everybody was like, "Damn, all right, my bad. I'm fucking sorry." But literally, Arnold's just like flexed on them without even trying to flex. He's just laughing because like, bitches nowadays they didn't even transfer my magic correctly. That shit was that. Oh my god. And that's like early on in the episode too, isn't it?
yeah, that was like the first half of the episode.
Oh my
yeah,
god! And
like
there's
the
so
first quarter.
Yeah. So
there
First
is
quarter.
so much more. Holy shit!
once that happens, right? So the teacher's just Amelia is just fucking stressed. She's like, "Oh my days." So she's like, "Fine, I accept defeat. It's cool." And all the other students are like, "Yo, who is this man's?" And Amelia, she's like, she composes herself. "All right, team leaders, introduce yourselves, get yourselves together." And that's when we get to meet Sasha Necron. All right. Well, no, we met her before, but this is where she introduces herself, and she calls herself the Witch of Destruction. Such a banging fucking name. I'm not even gonna lie. And she says. So Misha then mentions that the reason Sasha wears a white uniform, Misha wears a white uniform despite being the sister of Sasha, is because of a family situation, family decisions. Whereas Sasha wears the royal uniform. We'll get to that in a later episode. And the introduction, the interaction happens there. Everyone now starts to choose their teams. The class splits up, and Misha is the only person who chooses to go with Anos. Everyone else is like, "Fuck this guy. This guy's fucking whack, bro."
I don't know if it have. I don't know if that happened yet, but remember when the Sasha and Anos had that little confrontation where she tries to use her eye magic on him, and he's like, "No, bitch."
Destruction.
Yeah, he's like, "No, bitch, no."
Like, I could do it better. I could do it better.
So this is another interaction though. Before that, with the whole wholesome thing that we say, Misha joins Anos's group despite the fact that no one else wants to. In class you would want to go with the group that's going to be the best, right? You always go with like your friends. She literally just says, "No, I'll go with you, Anos, because you're my friend." No other reason, not because he's powerful. He showed up to teach. It's purely because she's their friends, and it's really Misha's so wholesome. Sasha then comes over and calls Misha a defective little junk doll with no life and soul and no will.
Not gonna lie, when she said that to her, I was like, "Bitch, you about to catch these hands, motherfucker! You about to catch these hands?"
I thought Anos was about to just click his fingers, bruv.
I did too, because Anos from the fucking very beginning, he was very protective of Misha, and then we got Sasha being a little bitch motherfucker, talking like that. I was like, Anos ain't gonna take that shit.
But instead, this is the thing. Anos, instead of doing that, right, he doesn't show her up. He just says, like, if your grasp of a magical concept, right, it's too tenuous, you think that a magical doll has no soul or life, that there's something wrong with you. Like, he just straight up, instead of actually confronting and being horrible, he just basically makes her sound like an idiot, right? And Misha does not like that. She turns around, activates her demon eyes of destruction. So for those of you, listen, right, if you've seen
Sasha,
Geass,
you said Sasha, you said Misha. It's Sasha.
Sorry, Sasha did it. So for those of you who've seen Code Geass, the way that Lelouch uses his eye, think of that. It's essentially that. It's this little design that comes up in their eyes, and then it has powers, and hers are demon eyes of destruction. It destroys the wall that's behind Anos, right? Anos is chilling, though. She tries to use it on Anos, but Anos it doesn't affect him. Right? He then activates his own demon eyes, right? As if to say, like, "Yo, bitch, that I can do this too, right? And your shit doesn't affect me." It's crazy. It is nuts. And he then, Anos is so confident in himself. The fact that this Sasha clearly hates him, right, and just trying to kill him, Anos is like, "You want to join my team? Like, you want to be on my team? Because you can be with Misha, Misha loves you." Right? And Sasha she's just pissed off, and she just fucking walks off. She just leaves. She's angry because of the fact that she couldn't kill him. And nice little interaction with Misha afterwards, Misha kind of looks at Anos. If I remember, Misha was a little bit sad about the situation.
Yeah, she was sad because she didn't want her sister fighting, and then she didn't want her friend being in the fight. Yeah.
And as they leave the school, they bump back into Sasha, and Sasha and Misha form a Zect. So Zect again is the contract about an upcoming team battle. The whole episode was great. So much happened.
Dude, we still haven't even talked about the team battle. We still haven't talked about the team battle.
That's episode 3, fam.
No, that's episode.
A team versus like against 2 people. What? Yeah, the team battle between Sasha and Anos happens in this one, right? What are you guys talking about?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah. So they then, so after this whole Zect fucking contract's made, right? They then go out for this battle. Oh my days! So for those of you, listen, they can create like these castles, right? And the castles are like personifications of their magic power, and that's used as their like base. I think capture the flag. The way your flag is, they got to get to your flag, right?
Yeah.
Like their home base. That's where they sit. That's where like the leader of the team sits and gives commands and so on. And the castle provides magical power to the team as well, like the individuals themselves.
Oh my god, this episode is fucking
And
amazing.
so they build it out. So Anos says to Misha, like, "Cool, we'll fight." Sasha like, "Cool, we'll fight."
No,
And
but
Anos like,
Anos literally tells Misha, you stay in the castle. I'll go
Yeah,
handle
just
this shit.
create 3 castles. Just create three
So-
castles
so-
while I'll
so-
just go through them. Well, I
Misha
just
warns them as well, though. Misha warns Anos like Sasha's very powerful, and Anos is like, "It's okay, darling." Doesn't say
I
darling,
can
but
do it.
don't worry about it. Just go create your little castles. Go play house. Sit in your castle. We'll sort this out real quick. Yeah. So Misha, this is the first time we get to see Misha's magic, and she actually creates these castles, and the effects is really cool. It's just a legitimate, proper like medieval castle that gets built. And then they got a little control room with the computers and shit.
Yeah, it's like a mecha. It's like
Yeah.
a mecha anime.
There's oh my god, dude, holy shit. Okay, I don't know if we talked about, but basically it was Misha and Anos by themselves, and then Sasha had like 10 people on her squad, right? They built the castles, and I'm like, oh shit's going down. And then when Anos literally just puts his hand on Sasha's castle, is like, yeah, I'm listening to what you guys are strategizing. It's not a bad plan, but it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's like
And then my fucking boy lifts up the goddamn castle.
So just for reference, this castle's not a projection or anything. It's a literal fucking castle. They literally summon the castle. It's a physical form, and it's not like some lightweight projection or like
it's like a full
physical castle.
it's a full built castle. Yeah, full built castle with everything and shit.
So this guy picks the fucking castle up, spins it on his finger like a basketball, right? You know, like basketball players spin the ball. Does that with the castle on his finger.
Throws it up in the air.
Throws it in the air. And the whole time he's doing this, right, everyone in the castle is like shitting themselves, and he's just like smiling. He's chilling.
Didn't they try to use that fucking
Well, so the castle. Yeah.
What happened?
What?
He throws. Yeah, he keeps spinning it until he throws it, right?
Yeah, so he just fucking yeets it across the fucking battlefield.
It's still almost intact, even if it rolls until the very end, I guess.
And then they try to use that special move.
So there's this attack.
They try to test GeoGrease.
So they basically create they put all their powers together, all the people on the team, and there's a massive cannon comes out of the front of the castle. And so for those of you in Fairy Tale, think of the Phantom Lord's
Jupiter cannon.
Think of that basically. That's literally what it is. So they create this thing, and it's a massive beam that they fire. And Misha's like, "Oh no, that's whatever the spell's called." Anos just smiles.
It's like a hard pass.
Puts his finger up into the sky and fires his little tiny beam of attack. Like, pew!
And it destroys the spell, and it pretty much obliterates the castle fully.
And I think Sasha saw him cast it, and Sasha kind of smiled as if to say, like, "Oh, we've got him now." And the little tiny pellet beam he fired, like 50 Cent, just obliterates the attack. This attack is the most powerful thing that the castle can give out.
Most powerful form of fire magic. It's most powerful form of fire magic.
The castle just gets destroyed with this tiny little fucking. It's literally a pew, boom. Absolute. He's just so OP. He's so smug about it. He knows he didn't even use like 1% of his power. I'm pretty sure. It was ridiculous.
Not even.
Yeah, Arnold's flexed this whole time. Yeah, because Sasha ends up losing obviously she loses the battle because no way she's reading that. She quit. Well, she didn't quit, but she lost. And then that's when Anos takes Misha and Sasha to his home, and his parents' reaction was fucking amazing. His dad was like, "2 wives? I couldn't even do that." And the mom was just laughing.
Barely a month old. It's like you're just a month old.
Oh, it's so amazing.
This man's a month old, right? This is what we go back to the whole interaction with his parents. He brings them home, and his parents aren't like, "Who the fuck are these?" They get excited because he's brought home friends, wives, as they think they are.
Quote.
Yeah. The mom calls him wise, homie. The mom is the Mexican mom. You bring her home a girl. Now you it's novia. She your girl. You guys all right? You gotta get the ring on it. It's that shit was, and then the dad going along with it made it even funnier, man. Like you don't.
And it's really, from then on, the rest of the episode is really wholesome. You know, they have dinner together and they interact and they get to know each other. And then Sasha, they go outside and Sasha thanks Anos away from everyone else, you know, for helping her reconcile with a difficult relationship with Misha. And then we get the kiss. The two of them kiss.
Bro, I did not expect that. I did
I was
not expect that.
expecting that, considering that I've already, read the
Well, no, yeah,
manga. I'm
you know the series.
one. Yeah, I'm the one currently advanced among all of you
Ye-
guys so far.
Yeah, so you had prior knowledge as a first time watcher and like no knowledge of it. I didn't expect her to go straight forward for that kiss. I was like, damn, all right. I was a little mad because I was like, homegirl trying to just win up Misha because Misha, Misha a bit quiet and a bit passive, so I didn't like that. But
And then
I was like, damn.
then Sasha says, "Oh, it's a kiss between friends." She's just trying to deny. She's just trying to deny what she just done.
So that's episode 2. Overall,
It's probably one of my favorites.
so
Considering the demon the castle spinning scene and the kiss scenes are the ones that I kind of like.
yeah, I mean, the whole castle spinning scene was just it was just so stupid. It was hilarious.
It wasn't. It was. This series is so over the top that you can't help but like love it. If that makes sense. It's just some of the shit is so absurd. I didn't hear your rating. 50. What did you give it?
Give me it a 9.
A 9. What about you, Dev?
Yeah, 8 or 9. Yeah.
Nah, I'm sorry. I gotta be that guy. I gotta give it a 10. I loved it. We not only
We
do we
all
see
did.
some we don't not only do we see some growth from Sasha towards the end. Well, what we think is gross.
Like he
He yeah, he makes the teacher look like a dumb bitch, which was amazing because she's a racist cunt. We have him flexing on the whole academy by doing that spell thing, and he spins the shit out of that castle and throws it like a baseball afterward. It was like it was too good for me not to be a 10. It was
yeah.
just that. And I really haven't. So these first 2 episodes, I really did enjoy the interactions between the parents and Anos. It showed a consistent presence, if you will. Because yeah, they don't have major scenes, but their scenes kind of do help like make this show a lot more, not necessarily wholesome, because we already said that, but like more familial, if you
Slice
will.
of life and
Yeah,
relatable.
yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you could relate more to as weird as it sounds. You could relate more to Anos because you see that he has a family, life and stuff like that. So I love that about it. If you want to continue with episode 3, Dev.
Cool. So episode 3 is called Sasha's True Intentions. Ivis Necron, which is Sasha and Misha's dad, one of the 7 elder demon emperors Anos created from his blood, now runs the academy as the 7 deans. Anos realizes Ivis does not remember him, so he attempts to send Ivis back in time to retrieve his memories. However, Ivis decides to remain neutral. For the next academy challenge, students are told to collect magic items from a castle, which is actually Anos' home from 2,000 years ago. He decides to collect a scepter at the lowest level. After collecting the scepter, he allows Misha to take one of his personal items, the Phoenix Robe, for Sasha's birthday to enhance her flame magic. However, Sasha stabs Misha, claims she was never their ally, but was waiting for a chance to betray them. Anos claims she's lying, since her demonic eyes should have activated under intense emotion, but they did not. Sasha flees with the rope and scepter, claiming she hates Misha, Misha admits to Anos that she would disappear the moment she and Sasha turn 15, and the person he thinks of as Misha does not actually exist.
Yeah, this episode was intense, right?
There's
You were on
the
you were
twist.
on the edge of your seat the entire time.
Yeah, because so the first two episodes, and it's different edge of your seat. The first two episodes were hype, where you're like, "Holy shit, shit's going down, let's go!" Like, think of it like World Star moment, you know, where like World Star, you see people fighting, going down, getting down. Um, but this one was more like, "Damn, like that's fucked up." Like Jesus, like it was not harder to watch, but it was like it wasn't as fun, and that's not a bad thing because
It
it's
kind of hit
showing.
you.
Yeah, it showed you like it could reach different notes, right? Because so far we've had the highs of the high because of all the hype scenes in the first two episodes, but episode three kind of just like brought you down like a roller coaster, and it's like we got them low moments too. One thing that really got me was with it was funny because when they're going through the castle, everybody's going through it, and then Arnold is like, "Yeah, well, all we need to do to get an A is get the staff, right?
Like,
Yeah, it's fine.
we
I know where it is."
yeah, he just shows them the secret passages. It's like,
Dude, the
hey,
secret passages are hilarious because he's literally just breaking down the walls. That's a secret passage? Yeah.
I don't see anything. It's like I don't see any magic spells or stuff. Like that's because there shouldn't be. And then he just walks right through it.
They kind of look at him like he's crazy. Like, why would you not have magic? He's like, you're expecting magic, but it's not magic, so therefore it worked. Did it not? Boom! Walks through the wall. Like magic.
It's
Like
like
Gildart's
it's like
leaving
one
the
way
guild.
to protect. It's like one way to
Yeah.
protect in case that
Yeah,
some
like
bad shit
Gildar's
reaches
leaving the
thing.
guild.
Just
And
walks through
see,
the wall.
see, it's fucked up because we have these fun moments, and then we get towards the meat of the episode, which is like the middle and towards the end, where we have Sasha, Misha, and Anos get to the room and get the staff, and Anos and Misha go to his secret room because he's basically telling her, "Come with me, pick something, pick it for your sister, or and she could have it." And she
As
does.
a birthday
She
gift.
does. As a
Well,
birthday
he doesn't
gift.
even say that. He just says, "Take something that you want here." And Misha, being the pure, wholesome person she is, takes this robe, and he's like, "Oh, that's a good choice. It's the Phoenix robe." And she's like, "Yeah, it's for Sasha's birthday." And then you're kind of like, "Oh, Misha, you're so wholesome."
And she also had an eye on that one ring, right?
Yeah,
And then
So
Anos
she had an
gives
eye
it.
on the ring. Yeah, well, we don't know that he gives it yet because we kind of like we eventually learn he does, but yeah, she eyes the ring first, but she's like, "Do you?" She eyes the robe first, and she's like, "Yeah, I want this for my sister," and then she eyes the ring, and she's like, "Do you want for yourself?" She's like, "No, no, no," and then uh, Misha goes out, gives her the robe, and then we just hear a stab and like a yell, and we see her on the ground because we're in the room with Anos. We leave, and then we see Misha dead, and we just see Sasha like laughing or like looking all crazy eyed, and we're like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" I was so mad when that happened, dude. I don't know how you guys felt, but I was mad.
I was mad, but Sasha's still hot, so
You'll eventually learn she's more hot stuff than the rest of the series.
but that and as he walks out, like Spencer, he walks out and you just see her holding this knife. Thing is, Misha didn't even look. When you looked at Misha's face when she was stabbed, at least to me, it's like she kind of just accepted it. She wasn't actually upset at Sasha, which hurt me even more because Misha's such a wholesome character and she's just been betrayed. And then Sasha turns around and says, "Oh yeah, no, I was never your lost friend. I just used you." And I was like, "Oh my days, this is fucking nuts."
I was hoping, not gonna lie to you, I was hoping that
And also just
kill her. Yeah, I didn't even give a shit. I was like, yeah, you hot. I don't give a fuck. You. Misha was so wholesome. You get me? Like she did nothing wrong.
She's yeah.
She did nothing wrong. And then I loved it because Anos was like, "Oh no, yeah, she's alive. I saved her the moment I stepped out. I knew you were gonna do some crazy shit. I knew it."
Literally, he literally looks at her and says, "No, see, your demon eyes didn't, they didn't activate, so I knew you were just chatting shit."
Yeah.
So like the
Because
moment you
you
killed
have to
her, she
remember,
wasn't
like
dead.
Sasha's demon eye ruin doesn't work very effectively in like I don't know, works when based on her emotions instead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very imperfect.
which is
And
good. Which is good for us. I mean, it was good. It was good for us. But at the moment, I was like, "What the fuck? Why you kill?" Like, I remember messaging you guys. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck?" I was
we
like,
were
"Why?"
like, just keep going, just keep going. And that's when we find out from Misha that when she turns 15, her and Sasha, Misha's no longer going to exist. And I'm not like, when I heard that, my heart kind of sunk.
I was
And
hurt.
yeah, pretty much that revelation kind of also somehow in the part of episode 4. They kind of just expands on it.
Oh yeah. They expand
So
on
so
that.
shall we? So shall we
Well,
like rate episode 3 and you know?
I want to quickly just talk about the beginning of episode 3, where
Okay.
the Ivis walks in to the classroom. Anos just gets up, right? Now, Ivis is the fucking demon.
Hey, do you remember me?
It's like, yo, what's up, G? Do you remember me?
Oh
And he's
yeah.
just like, no. He goes, Anos kind of looks at him, right? And then he realizes that he doesn't remember. So he stands in the middle of the fucking classroom, all right? Goes to the fucking head teacher. So goes to the president, base. It's like that equivalent, yeah. And just sends him back in time. He just puts his hand there, right? And just fucking sends him back in time, right? To retrieve his memories. And everyone's just staring at him. Everyone's like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? And that's when we find out that the past has been altered. So everyone believes that the Demon King is now called Avos de la Hevia. Ivis then gets his memories back and remembers Anos, but he also remains neutral because he's actually quite smart. He realizes, Anos has the power to change the past, so he's not really sure who he can trust. So he's playing it safe. The fact that my man can send people in the back to the past to get memories is fucking crazy.
Oh, that shit was crazy. I kind of forgot because like I said, there was so much episode. I was like, gee, I remember laughing so hard at that shit. I was like, my man literally just went.
Yeah, and everyone was like, "Oh no, what?" And then Ivis goes, "No, it's okay, don't worry." And then he goes back up, right? And then they act like it didn't happen.
No, that's remember Amelia's reaction is like.
Yeah, Amelia
like,
was
I'm gonna expel this kid if like
she was losing her shit. Yeah,
it's crazy. And then he goes up to the front as if nothing happened and says, "Okay, so the test is this, and this. Make sure you guys do this, and this." And
like,
everyone,
this magic and stuff.
It's like what
how
the
magic
fuck?
Works.
Because then they just as they're about to leave, the Anil speaks to Ivis just outside the classroom, and that's when Ivis says, like, "Yo, I understand what you're saying, but I don't really know who I can trust, so I'm just going to be neutral." And Anos was like, "You know what? That's smart. That's why you're my descendant. That's why I made you my demon emperor." All right. So
that shit was wild. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But yeah, that episode for me, I have to say it's like an 8 or a 9. That's the shock factor from Sasha.
I keep going to 10. I'm not saying it's a perfect series, but there's so much. So last episode for me was a 10 because all the hype things are happening.
Okay, wait,
right?
let's talk about that later. Okay, so for me, I think it's a 7 or 8 for episode 3. Okay. So let's go in episode 4.
All right, so episode 4. This is the last episode of this arc, right?
Yeah, it's the last episode of the Demon King Academy arc.
Yeah, it's called 15th Birthday. When Sasha was a fetus, Ivis, the dad, split her into 2 babies. So when they turned 15, they would fuse together into a single, more powerful demon. Anos catches up with Sasha, who reveals she actually wants to save Misha. Anos reveals that if he sends them back in time, again with the fucking time travel, just for fun, they can fuse with their unborn fetuses, so they will be born as true twin sisters. Anos is then stabbed by Ivis. Right? Anos activates this time spell only to be blocked by Hugo Laraviaz, the guardian god of time. Fusing himself with Ivis, he seemingly kills Anos. However, Anos reappears unharmed and just looks at my man. He then sends Sasha and Misha to fuse with their unborn cells. He then destroys Ivis. After resurrecting Ivis, Anos returns all his unaltered memories, revealing Ivis only betrayed him because his memories had been altered by someone working for Avos the Heavier. Sasha and Misha return now as true sisters, despite having saved Misha and Ultra in the past. Anos nonchalantly decides to return his scepter to get a perfect score for the Academy Challenge. He also gives Misha a ring, the one that she was eyeing up, from his collection to enhance her magic, along with the Phoenix robe he gave to Sasha.
This episode.
So
All right,
great.
50. All right, 50. What did you like about this episode?
Oh, it's that time travel stuff, like the visuals of the Garden of Time. Yeah, it's like when Hugo Larabias appeared. It's like that's the part that's kind of where the episode really goes pretty great because
Oh,
every part of the action was really great. What I kind of only did catch up on the part of Sasha trying to save Misha. Like it kind of confused me until everything was pretty much summarized. It's the only part
yeah.
that because yeah
Because Sasha was kind of she
yeah
was
because
trying to hate her sister because she's like, you're not gonna exist anymore, so let me hate you.
yeah so like I'll just try changing your fate because I think the foreshadowing of that is found on episode 2 also when Sasha asks Anos about, hey, what were you gonna do with fate if that's not what you wanted? So that's practically a really good foreshadowing.
Didn't he basically say he would change fate to be to his own liking?
Yeah, because something like that. Because what Sasha was doing is trying to change her fate with Misha, where Misha would live instead of her in the 15th birthday.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. All right, Dev, what did you like about the episode?
I liked so when he supposedly kills Anos, and then Anos comes back unharmed, and he's just like, "Did you think killing me was enough to make me die?" And he's
It's like
just like,
he just unscathed.
doesn't he just comes back without any worries? Like, nice try, save for effort. But like, I'm stronger than you. You may be a god, but I'm Anos. I'm buttholes.
This
And you're not.
motherfucker, dude, this motherfucker, when he said that line, I was like, yeah, this motherfucker basically unstoppable. Like, I don't expect him to ever lose a battle.
And so this fight breaks out, right? And they right now they're in this realm of time. They're in the god's realm. So the god has a fucking hometown advantage, bro. My man is this incredible being that controls time itself and is the god of time. And Anos is just like, nah.
Like nah.
I
like
don't care who you
I'm
are.
unaffected. Like I'm unaffected by
He's like,
time bullshit.
the Donald's was like, home court advantage, that's cute. I don't need it.
And if I remember correctly, the god uses a spell to try and keep him in place, and Anos just kind of just steps. It's like, no,
He's
this
like,
isn't
yeah,
working.
that
And then he pretty much tells the Misha and Sasha like, "Do you guys believe me?" Like that.
I'm the Demon King, and they're like, yeah, we believe,
Like,
and it's
yeah, we
like,
believe in you. And then they time travel back.
that shit was wild, dude. This shit was wild.
Like, oh yeah, don't forget Anos's signature sword, Venus Door.
Oh yeah.
You,
Oh, that's right. When we
it's
this
the
is the
most
first time we see
overpowered
the
sword.
sword. Yeah, I think this is the first time we see the sword, and it's basically sending you to the Shadow Realm for good if you get hit with it.
So
It's
that episode also showed us right the Anos. Anos, the kind of character Anos is he's not there to be like, listen, I'm the Demon King. You're gonna fucking like it or not. He's instead of forcing people and scaring them into believing that's who he is, apart from obviously the dickheads, that's what he does, but to people like Sasha and Misha, he doesn't scare them. He earns their trust. He doesn't need them, but he enjoys having them there. So he's actually just he's acting like a regular person. And he says, like Spice said, do you trust me? Do you believe I'm the Demon King? And they're both like, yes. Well, Misha's instantly like, yes, I do. And then Sasha, I think if I remember correctly, she was a little bit reluctant, but she saw Misha's faith and then joined him. And that's when man's like, cool, go back to the past, sort yourselves out, and then come back. While you're doing that, I'm going to deal with this. And then when they came back, and...
I like it because, okay, he's sending him back in time, and he's literally saying, relax, Ivis, you should be happy I could finally take you on. And that's when he uses his sword, and it's like, damn, like, my boy was just playing with you this whole time, just buying time for the girls, and now you did. The fucking the god of time literally abandoned Ivis. He's like, nope, I'm out.
What do you guys think of this episode?
It was a great episode. I loved
Like
it.
10 or 9?
Again, I keep dancing on an 8 or 9 because there is one episode that was a 10 for me. So it's like an 8 or 9. It was just everything was about it was hilarious. We got a fucking funny ass. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of Fate. Fate has a lot of notorious lines which are stupid. For example, people die when they are killed. And this one,
that's so cool.
Ados goes, "Did you think killing me will be enough for me to die?" And I'm like, "That's a dumbass like sentence," but it was just so funny.
For me, I've been going 9s and 10s, and I don't want to say that any of them are bad, but for me, this one was more of an 8. I liked it. But the first 3 episodes were significantly better for me, just because of the overall everything going on to them. I did like what we got this episode, but I like the other ones more. And then there's one that'll probably be more than 10, so can't be skewing my rating like that.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh, so I did say 9 or 10, so I did. Okay, I'm going with 9.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
So that's kind of the end of that arc. It ends quite well. The sisters are now. You learn that Sasha really likes Misha. Actually loves Misha, and the entire thing she was doing was to try and save her. And they then end up being their own people. They're no longer a split. They're literally just two. They're just twins, and everything is whole again, and everything is lovely. And we then start the next arc, which is the Magic Sword Tournament arc, with the first episode being the transfer student. Now, in this arc, we get to meet a couple new characters, and they're all pretty great characters. So, the synopsis for episode 5. In the past, the swordsman, Shin Reglia, won a great victory for Anos and was granted the ability to reincarnate. In the present, Amelia, remember the fucking teacher, announces that a royal student famous for his sword skills is transferring into the academy. Misa, a classmate, informs Anos she is a Unitarian. Anos is intrigued to learn Malhais Boran, another elder demon emperor, is a Unitarian. Anos learns Misa's royal father has not spoken to her in years, and Anos decides to let Misa and her Unitarian classmates join his team if they prove themselves. The academy begins magic sword lessons where Anos and the transfer students Lei Glanzudli, that's how you say it, are the only ones strong enough to wield magic swords. Lei asks to join Anos' team, disregarding his own royal status. Anos refuses and tells Lei and Misa to challenge him in the next team exam duel. Misha and Sasha defeat Misa and the Unitarians. Anos holds his own against Lei using just a fucking tree branch, while Lei starts to remember having dueled Anos before. Anos finally claims victory and suspects Lei is a reincarnation of someone from his former life. Lei promises to defeat Anos at the next duel. This episode was one of my favorites, bruv. This one was fucking nuts.
Yeah, this episode is great, but there's on one part that's less tasteful, which is the introduction of the 2 other demon emperors, right? The 2 sword demon emperors, their designs are kind of whack.
That's one thing I didn't like about this episode is that they got fucked up so easily.
Oh,
like
they.
this.
Oh, let me
Then
tell you, they actually get body drop really easily in the web novel also.
okay, yeah,
'Cause-
just um, Dav. Well, oh wait, no, you need to catch your breath because you just read the synopsis. 50. What did you think of the episode? You already talked about your dislike, but what did you?
yeah.
What else did you think?
What else did I like? Oh, the what else did I like was the. Oh wait, what else did I dislike?
Or like,
Uh,
it's up to you. It's up to
okay.
you.
The first one that I kind of dislike is this episode was supposed to show Misa's ability of spirit magic also, but for some
Okay.
reason they kind of skipped that. They kind of just skipped that, and that kind of gets to be a problem in the next episode also,
Mm,
because that's the only thing that bothered me about probably this season and Misa's character for that. But
okay.
what I like was probably the duel scene between Anas and Lei. That's probably
You
a good
didn't.
one.
You didn't like the
Wait,
introduction of the.
I like the duel. I like the duel. As I'm saying.
No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. But episode 5, we meet the Unitarians and their fan club of Anos.
Oh yeah,
You
the
don't.
fan club's the funniest.
That shit was.
Yeah,
That shit
like
was.
they get introduced like I'm breathing Anos' air, and they get fangirled so much.
So there was this scene in the episode where Sasha is looking at very steamy art of Anos,
And she gets super
and
steamy.
or yeah, or dude, when he walks in and they're like, "Is this an indirect kiss because we're breathing the same air?"
Yeah.
That shit was so funny. I was like,
That
I
actually
mean
made me laugh.
that shit was I loved that humor in it, and then I loved how Anos he's able to pick up the sword, right? He sees that the other guy picks up the sword, and he's like, all right. The guy wants to be in his team. He's like, nah, I want to face you. I don't want to be in your team. And then he's like, fan club, be in his team, and then battle me with everything you got. I was like, damn, son, all right. I see you. You trying to like fucking leave your mark on this city and shit. Dev, what did you think?
I love the fan union coming together. All of them being met. That Misa is a really nice character. I actually really like her. She became one of my favorites quite quickly. I like the idea of the Unitarians being, trying to keep everything fucking everyone together.
Yeah, they want like a little utopia. That's nice.
The fucking fight cracked me up. My man just picked up a fucking stick and was like, "Alright, cool, we'll fight." And I
He's
just
like,
looked at it and I was like,
Oh, that's my
"I'm
weapon.
sorry, what?" I'm sorry.
It's like Venusdor is not the strongest weapon. It's a stick.
seriously. Oh, and then he was like, and then he was hurt because a tree branch of it got cut off at the end. I was like, my boy would be mad at that shit. He wouldn't be mad at anything else but that.
Um,
It was
this also
whatever.
was one of the first episodes we got to see a fleshed out fight, not just a one sided fucking boom and Anos wins. Lei and Anos actually,
Yeah,
Anos never at any point struggled against the fight, but he
It's
actually
the show. It's the show that Lei is something,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he even says it, and Anas even says it also.
Yeah, he says something like
So-
along the lines of I remember
Like, I
fighting
think-
someone.
Yeah, this makes us think that this is Shin.
Yeah. Because that was the implication I thought. Because I saw the
'Cause-
flashback,
wait,
and
yeah, that's pretty
flashback
much-
basically says, "Oh, it reincarnated me because I have one wish from you or whatever."
yeah,
He's
that's the
like,
only
"That's
thing that I
fine."
wanted to do. Like,
And I won't, but you won't be able to remember who you are. And then when he says that, I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker is his second in command. No wonder he's good with the sword."
that's what Dav also thought.
Yeah, I said that, bruv. And also, can we just talk about this fact that fucking Anos can pick and choose who can reincarnate, bruv? My man literally can just be like, "You get to reincarnate, and so do you, and so do you. You don't. but you do.
I
My
don't
man,
like you, but you know what? Yeah,
yeah,
You might as
this
well
guy
do it.
is so powerful. He's already being the time god in the fucking in his fucking time realm, and now he's just walking around going, all right, you can reincarnate, so can you, and so can you. But this guy's literally just handing out gifts to everyone, and these gifts are just reincarnation and shit. It's crazy. This guy's so damn powerful and OP that it's just ridiculous. What other character do you know in anime that can just hand out reincarnation for the fun of it? That isn't a god.
Zareth.
Yeah,
Checkmate, bitch.
yeah, but Zareth, fuck Zareth. He's an edgy little crybaby.
He's a lowly lover.
Who else? I don't know. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of anime.
Me neither.
Shut up, bitch. You watch a shit ton of anime.
What? No,
Fucking
I
lie.
never did. I never.
Fuck it. All
I
right,
thought
time
you
to
watched
clean
it
user.
much.
Time to
No,
clean
no,
user.
No,
No, no,
Time
no,
to clean
no.
user.
no, no.
He's like, no, you're right. You're right. I watch it.
No, I
So,
don't.
with
That's not
that
interest, man.
episode being as it is, what do you guys rate it? For me, it was a 9.
I liked it, but I didn't love it, so I want to go 8 again.
Yeah, I'll give it a 8. I enjoyed it though.
Okay, cool. So that was episode 5 again, the transfer student. Episode 6 is called the Magic Sword Tournament. So remember, this is the
Boy.
Magic Sword Tournament arc.
Oh boy.
After the duel, Anos invites Lei and Misa to his home. Again, going to the guy's house, along with Sasha and Misha for dinner. There, he welcomes Lei and Misa in his team, while his parents enthusiastically celebrate his victory. So again, you've got the parents actually being involved in the main character's life, which you don't get to see a lot.
We don't see that often in most manga. It's usually the parents are deadbeats, or they're gone, or they're dead.
Yeah. At school, a media announces that the 2 students who have been chosen as competitors for the Magic Sword Tournament, Lei and Anos. Anos suspects that there is some kind of ulterior motive. Later, Anos meets Mulhace Boran, one of the 7 elder demon emperors, who claims that while he believes that his memories were erased at some point, he is confident Anos is the demon king of tyranny. To show his gratitude to Misha, Anos takes her on an outing. They got a nice little slice of life outing. During the outing, Ibis, using the disguise of a fucking cafe cat, tells Anos that someone above Mulhace is actually in control of the Unitarians. On the day of the tournament, Ibis tells Anos some more information that he has uncovered. As such, Anos decides to not participate. However, after he realizes how much his parents believe in him, again, the parents, Anos changes his mind and takes on the previous tournament's winner, Krut Ludwell. Krut, however the fuck you say his shitty name.
Don't matter. He's useless. We don't need to know his name.
You already know he's
You could just say you could just say
side.
You could just say side hole number 7. We don't care about his name.
So this episode to me was this is one of the episodes I kind of just like to, because yes, it was a nice episode. You know, the parents had a lot of interaction, so on. It was really wholesome. This was one of the ones I kind of just...
Is this the one where he makes that thing out of ice sculpture and makes that whole city?
He creates a ring of the mini city, something like that.
So he does that. Yeah, he does that this episode, right?
Yes.
Okay,
puts
yeah.
A ring on it. He puts a ring.
Hey, bro, he put 2 rings on that shit.
That's the thing. This episode was more of a slice of lifey, enjoyable kind of episode, which I liked, which is why I still liked it.
Yeah, but
the parents
it's kind of just weird.
I fucking again. My loves are all over the place. But I love this episode because it gave us a different dynamic, right? So we're getting different aspects. First 2 episodes were just nothing but hype scenes. 3rd episode and 4th episode were kind of like darker in tone. Still had some funny moments with darker
story art creations.
Yeah. And episode 5, we meet new characters and we were getting ready for a tournament arc. But this episode felt more like, you know what? We're gonna everybody calm down. You're gonna just enjoy the moment. And I loved how involved his parents were, right? I loved it for a few aspects.
Is this the one where they make the sword?
No,
Yeah, this is
actually, yeah.
no.
He gives
So yeah,
their
yeah.
father
He gives it.
gives. Yeah, his father gives him
He,
the sword.
yeah, his father gives him the sword in the next episode. No, at the end of this episode, I think. Um,
It's
or
like I
next.
could kill
Yeah,
you in one. Like I could finish you off in 1 minute.
Yeah, no, so it's at the end
yeah,
of this episode because that's when Anos says, I
yeah,
don't want to go, but then he gets given the sword by his dad, and then he's
Like
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
what? Fuck it, I'll fight.
And then he also changed his mind because his mom basically said, my son could be the Demon King even though he's she basically said even though he's a
Hybrid.
hybrid, he could still be Demon King, and she was like cheering him on and shit. And then he gets a sword from his dad, and he's like, his dad's exhausted, and he's like, you know what, fuck these guys, let's go. I just loved how involved his parents were in this episode, and it gave us something different than their parents do. Yeah, they're still encouraging him and stuff, but you see that his dad's a blacksmith, which I didn't realize until, I mean, they did mention it kind of, but I didn't really think it
take
was
into
a
account.
thing. Yeah, I didn't really take it into account until like, oh shit, he made the sword, and obviously we kind of know that Anos doesn't need any sword. He could just use whichever sword, or his sword, the fucking this
Branch.
Molga or whatever. Or yeah, his signature tree branch. But I just really loved how involved his parents were. I really loved the little dynamic he had with Misha and their little dates. He basically put a second ring on it, so yeah, Sasha got the kiss, but Misha got the rings.
No,
So
Misha.
I don't
Misha,
know.
of course, by asking Anis like to go to a date or something. That's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah. I don't know. I loved it for what it was. For me, it's a 9. I just really liked everything about it. I loved how Anos his parents were so more involved than usual. And yeah. What about you guys?
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, like I said, it's one of the episodes I didn't. Um, it wasn't as hype, like we said. So it kind of drops a little bit lower on my rating, probably to a 7. But I still thoroughly enjoyed it because, like you said, the interaction with the parents. I love the fact that the parents are involved so well, and the parents aren't shitty deadbeat characters. They actually have their own personality and their own. They've got this fucking kid who's like 1 month old, right? He's all of a
He's
sudden
like 2 months
a
in
big
this.
old.
He's
Well, yeah,
like 2 months
Yeah,
now
yeah.
yeah,
in the second arc.
and they don't even. I mean, when my man's born, he starts talking. He's like, "My name is Anos," and then they're like,
Like
"Hello,
he can
Anos."
talk. He can talk.
Oh, hi, Anos.
That scene was funny.
They accepted him regardless. And then
They kind of glanced over this part in the beginning of the episode, like oh, like when Anos was like still in the womb, like he was going to die. It's like that. That was kind of, it was a bit more emotional in the web
Oh,
novel
it's
that I
true.
remember.
No,
It
no,
was
no.
like
You're right because yeah, they talk about how he was gonna die, but then the soul of the
by some
Demon
miracle,
King.
that Anos survived in
Yeah,
being a
that shit
child.
was.
It was
I don't. Yeah,
very
this
touching.
whole. No, yeah, it really was. It really was. I liked the soundtrack behind it. I liked the music. I loved how it was setting it up, and every scene with the parents is so wholesome that I fucking love it. Like the rating instantly goes up for me when I see the parents in an episode because it's like, all right, it's gonna be super wholesome, and Anos is gonna be like super adorable with them, and it's gonna be great. Um, but yeah, that was episode.
Oh wait, I
Episode.
haven't given my rating yet.
Oh,
So,
my bad, my bad.
so I think this episode is 7 because, like I said, there's like a problem in in 6. Wait, episode 5 where it's supposed to show Misa's spirit magic ability. Then for some reason, in the beginning of this episode of episode 6, it's like, hey, like Anna tells to Misa, hey, you have like the powers of Lignon, the water spirit, when it kind of didn't show it. So like that's kind of weird, and I think it's just
Mm,
like that this episode's like a slice of life, which is kind of weird. So that's why I give it a 7.
that's fair. That's fair. Different tastes, different likes. I get that.
And
Dev,
yeah,
did
it's
you
just
give yours?
yeah, I'd said it was about 7 as well.
All right, all right. I'm the only outcast with a 9 because of the parents. All right, I got you guys. I got you. I'm not hurt.
I understand you too. You
So
understand.
episode 7. This one was
Dude!
Oh, this one's good, man.
This is the one with Amelia. This is the Amelia one. So, cool. So, episode 7 was Mother's Words. Now, take note, Mother's Words, right? Again, the involvement of the parents, right? Anos easily defeats Sideho number 7, which angers Amelia. Again, remember, Amelia's the teacher that's racist.
Yeah.
This is followed by Lei winning his match. Backstage, Anos and Lei confront each other, where Anos notices something is wrong. After he wins his next match, Anos gives his mother his sword. He and Misa then head to the hospital. There they meet Leia's adoptive mother, Sheila, who has a spirit disease. She reveals Lei has been controlled by the royalists, she being the mom. Afterwards, Misa volunteers to help her. Meanwhile, Amelia attacks Anos' mother and the Anos fan union, the Thanos EO, boys, we've got a name. Unitarian classmates,
I like
when
it.
they refuse to give her the sword. When Anos arrives, he freezes Amelia, then heals all the girls and his mom. And this is where you see, you've never seen him angry. This is where you see
dude,
him angrily teleports Amelia to the arena where he stabs her with a sword before he kills her. He then resurrects her, right, as a hybrid. So she's a royal, and he resurrects her as a hybrid in order to punish her for her prejudice. Back at the hospital, Lei stops Misa to protect her life force. He then has a conversation with Sheila where she tells him to live his life the way he wants to. Lei leaves before Anos can return. The next day, Anos and Lei face each other in the finals. Now, before you man get hyped about the one scene that we're all going to look at,
this
right?
scene, this episode was so.
Let's just talk about the mom's involvement, right? So
yeah. So that's
you kind of have the scene. That's
actually what I wanted to talk about. Because what happened in 50?
The theme in the second arc seems to be focused more on the family, because that's it's so.
Yeah, I could see that.
So,
yeah, you were actually right.
Bear in mind, guys, Anos can do anything he wants. He could have.
He doesn't need a.
He could have whatever, but he gives it to his mom because of trust.
Because I love that, because his mom's like, I want to help you. Let me help you. I will carry the sword. I will take care of it. I won't let anybody touch it. And then we got the fan union who's like, don't even trip. We'll protect her in case someone tries to fuck with her. I just love that. See, and Donald was like, because like you said, Anos could have just put it in his pocket, turn it into a miniature thing, put it as a necklace for all he wanted. But he's like, okay, mom, there you go. And then, oh my god!
So
the moment
they're walking home.
Oh my
they're walking home. I'm trying to control Spidey here. They're walking home. Right? It's actually quite a nice interaction with the girls and the mom, and they're all just.
It was very wholesome. I like their little interaction.
Amelia, the teacher, comes out of nowhere and is like, "Give me the sword." And obviously, the mom's like, "No, this is my son's. I'll protect the sword. This is my sword."
The mom straight up said, "No, with the mom."
Right? And then the fan union is just like, "No, this is Anos' sword. We're gonna protect it." Right? She then,
and then it's not in the rules that you have to get it from.
Yeah. The teacher tried to make up some bullshit rule, and then the fan union was like, "No, bitch, no."
So the teacher Amelia gets pissed, right, and attacks him with a spell called Guzgum to destroy the sword, right? The Unitarians, the fan union, use magic to protect Mamos at the cost of themselves basically just getting fried to a crisp.
And don't forget that and this happens after trying to control my hype. But Amelia, I think her name's Amelia. I don't give a shit about her name. She'll bitch. The racist teacher, she attacks the mom, and the mom, like, you see the ankle all broken and shit, right? Yeah. And that's literally, I remember telling you guys, dude, Anos is gonna murder this bitch.
So the whole time this is happening, I was watching. I'm like, bruv, Anos is gonna show up. I'm not gonna lie, I expect him to show up, but at the same time, I was on the edge of my seat. I'm like, yo, because this is one of those times where if the mom died, all right.
No one would have liked
it, but it wouldn't have been bad writing because it would have been some kind of. But I was like, because I was a little bit like, is she gonna die or not? Like, this is fucking crazy. Brother, then Anos just fucking teleports in. If I recall correctly, I think
Yeah,
he catches a
yeah,
spell or something, or I can't remember
yeah,
what it
yeah, yeah.
was.
Yeah, he just blocks the spell because so at the present time where the mom and the fan union are getting attacked, Anos is with what's his name, Lay's mom, trying to figure out why she's dying, and she's with Misha, right? And they're trying
Misa.
to figure that out. Misa, my bad. You're right, my bad. With
The
Misa,
names can get confusing. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
so he's with her. All right, my bad. My mic gave up on me because I was live. Misa, and they're trying to fix the mom or figure out where the mom's hurt. And then that's when we see the his mamos getting attacked and the fan union getting attacked, and shit just goes down. And then you see Anos appear out of nowhere, and you're like, I was like, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, may God fucking, my God, help you because you know Anos is gonna fucking murder the shit out of you, dude. Like one thing you don't want to do, mess with Misha, because Anos will kill you. Or
Sasha?
messed with Sasha after because first it was just Misha, then it's Misha and Sasha, and then obviously his family, man's family, man protecting his family like there's no tomorrow, bro. So oh my god, what he dude, I'll let Dad talk about that scene. I'll let Dad talk about that scene.
He Anos teleports in, right? Stops the spell and freezes Amelia. He then casts Ed to heal all the gods and his mother. And the thing is, he does it again so effortlessly, right? He then asks. This is the thing that I love about Anos. Again, he's acting like a normal. He knows he's the demon king. He knows he's basically above everyone, right? But he doesn't act like it, and he treats everyone like a normal person, right? And he asks each of the girls, right, their name, and then expresses a thanks to them, each of them by name. Doesn't just say thanks, girls. Thank you to all of you for help. He literally says, "What's your name?" Blah 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 blah. All of them say their name, and then he says each of their names again, and thanks them. Right. He then turns around, walks over to Amelia, and teleports her to the arena.
No. He tells her, "You've never seen me angry,"
Yeah.
or something along those lines.
And
I
we've never
was
seen
like,
him angry either, right? Okay, this entire time, right? So teleports him over, right? And you just see this anger in my man's face, but it's not like it's not an anger of upset. It's an anger of just rage, like blind rage.
he looks like he's gonna murder someone.
This man
Like
literally stabs her with the sword and kills her, right?
in the head.
No. He inflicts the mortal wound first, right? Okay, and because he stabs.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
You
stabs in the back, right? He humiliates her by making her beg for her life, right? And makes her acknowledge that he's the true demon king, right?
Yeah.
Oh, girl didn't listen.
She says it half-heartedly, right? And not being true to it. So he kills her. He immediately resurrects her, right? But the fucking catch is, right? He resurrects her. So remember, first episode, he's just resurrecting the guy, just killing him over and over. This one, he resurrects her, right? She's a racist to hybrids. Man says to her with his resurrection, "You want to be a racist to the hybrids, you can fucking live as one." Man turned her into a hybrid. This guy changed her genetic code. This guy changed her entire being. This guy changed everything about her fiber of being to make her
right away, just so she could.
She hates. Live long enough to see yourself become the thing that you hate, bruv. Oh my days. He then puts a curse on her. Right?
Oh my god,
Dude.
If she dies again, right, she is constantly resurrected as a hybrid every single time.
So basically, the only way she could die is if she dies a natural death. Because if she tries to kill herself, if she tries to harm herself, she tries anything, she's gonna keep resurrecting as a hybrid. And it's like that is the ultimate fuck you, bro. Like you don't understand, like, all right, bitch, you think hybrids are ugly or nasty? All right, that's fine.
Again,
fucking be one.
This guy, again, fucks with time travel, fucks with memories, fucks with people's genetic code. There's nothing that Anos can't do. There's nothing this man cannot do, bro. This guy is nuts. And you literally see her on, if I recall correctly, I think she brings her back pretty much semi-naked as well, and she's just fucking sitting there. And she's just staring at him with this
It's like she's so
defeated.
angry. Like, what did you do to me?
She
Yeah,
can't
because
understand
she
what
grabs her
happened to her.
ears and she's like, "What the fuck?" And then she tries to slit her throat. Yeah, yeah. It's like I know. It's like, no, bitch.
Like,
This
you
is
live
this
forever. You
this
live
is
forever
me
for that
showing you
mistake.
mercy. I'm angry, but I'm showing you mercy. And it's like, God damn. Shit was, dude, this fucking episode, and you know why she was butthurt? Because the motherfucker who,
Because his brother, her
yeah, her
brother
brother got
gets
wrecked.
lost. Gets
Yeah,
killed.
fucking,
Okay, hold on.
dude.
I just read something on the wiki as well from the web novel, right? 50, you probably know this, right? This was left out of the anime.
Oh yes.
The
Yes,
part
I
where
know this one.
Anos tells Amelia that after being stabbed by his demon sword, her body becomes a breeding ground for poisonous worms that become more painful as they grow and eat her insides. Bruv.
Yeah, they cut that
Dude,
out in the
what
anime.
the
My man
fuck?
turned her
It's
into
like-
the thing that she hates the most
'Cause-
and turned her into a breeding ground for, oh my, Anos.
Because what
Bruv.
Because what they said is that, hey, do you feel this sensation? Well, there's worms getting inside you, and you'll become a worm. Like once, because if they stop wriggling, then it's the curse is settling on you that to become a worm, something like that.
Dude, Anos is a fucking. He's a monster. He's fucking so good. And the thing is, right, when characters to do these harsh things in anime, a lot of the times, a lot of characters, people will be like, oh, "What the fuck? That's a bit harsh." But this is one of those situations where you're like, you know what, Anos, bro, just keep going. Just you know what, bruv, I
You
support
know what
this.
to do. You
I
know what to do.
fully support this.
It's like this is when, like, in a movie you see somebody kill a dog, you're like, I hope this motherfucker dies slow and painful death.
It's that
You know,
anger is what. That's
yeah,
the
it's
anger that you have with
it's
Anos.
it's that same type of anger. 'Cause you're like, mom did nothing wrong. She was just trying to support her son. And we got bitch over here just acting like a cunt just because her brother got that dick by fucking Demon King. I'm sorry, your brother trash. I'm sorry he's ass. But like that's the type of anger you get. And then you know what? I'm kind of glad she got what she deserved.
Yeah, bruv.
Ah,
It was mad. It was mad. The moment I saw the subtitle said "You are now hybrid," I paused and I leaned back and I'm like, "Oh my days, bruv." He just fucking annihilated her. Like, the thing is, he didn't even, he could have killed her and just left it, but he's like, you know what, bro? I'm making you suffer. I'm making you live the life that you so hate. You're gonna see
Yeah.
what it's like to live hated by the people who you used to be. And the funny thing is, right? The look on Amelia's face wasn't sadness or anything. It was defeat. It was this look of, I
Fear.
fucked up. My life is over. What the fuck do I do? And then when she found out she basically couldn't die, she just come back as a fucking hybrid anyway. The look of anguish was just incredible, and the voice acting for her was incredible as well. It was
yeah.
so good.
That was episode 7.
Back,
8.
and then they go back to the hospital. That was 7. Goes back to the hospital. Lei stops Misa to protect her life force because Misa's doing a spell to stop the spirit disease. Didn't Anos create that spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
he just says like Misa says how are we gonna do this, and
Oh,
I just created the
okay.
spell for it now. I just created the spell for it now.
So this is another thing I bring up when I'm explaining the show to people, right? I bring up the whole One Punch Man with magic, and then say, right, to give you an idea of how powerful this guy is, I won't tell you what it was, but he literally, there's one scene where he needs a specific spell for something, right? But that spell doesn't exist. He just goes, you know what? He creates the spell on the spell. This guy creates the spell that's needed right there and then. It doesn't exist,
Dude.
so he's just like, you know what? Now it does.
What was your overall score for this episode?
This one is a 10.
This one
This one is a 10.
This one gets a 10 for the thing that how they actually wait. This one can get a 9 because for how they left out some part of it, but it still works.
Oh no, yeah. I get what you're saying. I think they left out the worm part because it's already
It's kind of
overkill.
gruesome. It's kind of gruesome.
Yeah, because with this is kind of a tangent, but in ReZero, there's a scene with the bunny, and it's a lot more graphic in the novels than it is in the actual anime. But it makes sense.
Me was a 10 purely because we got to see Anos's true anger. We got to see what he can really do. And you got to see that Anos is he's not a punch later, a punch first, ask questions later. This guy thinks out what he's doing. Everything that he does, he thinks out. And he took her to the arena. He was never gonna kill her and leave her. He knew what he was gonna punish her. He gave, in the actual sense, it was a slight mercy situation because now she gets to live and learn.
But is
what
it
life
is it
like.
mercy
Well, no,
though?
she won't
Is
see
it?
it that way. She won't see it, but that's probably she has now been given this chance to realize her wrongdoings. Whether she does or not, that's on her. But the fucking brutality and
Yeah.
everything
Oh,
about it was just nuts. I remember watching when I finished this episode. I kind of just sat there for a good couple minutes, and I was just like, I can't fucking believe what just happened.
yeah. This episode for me was a 10, just because it's like holy shit, like holy shit, man.
All right, so now we hit.
The final episode of this arc, episode 8.
So this one is the final duel. This was a cool episode. Before the duel commences, special rules are implemented which impact both Lei and Sheila. Lei praises Anos for his ability to fight despite his magic being drained. However, he decides to fight on his own terms, which allows them to go all out. Ultimately, Anos is victorious. Duh. However, Lei takes out Gaios and Idol. Anos is victorious. It is then revealed that Mulhace was the mastermind behind the whole tournament. Anos is then challenged by Mulhace, Gaios, and Idol, I think is how you say his name.
Idol, I guess.
However, Lei takes out Gaios and Idol. And if I recall correctly, he takes them out like just within
instantly
a second. Just
it's like when they appeared, they're gone.
When confronted, Mulhace reveals he has Sheila, which causes Lei to leave the dimensional prison to save her. A confident Mulhace heads to an absolute space where he attacks Anos and Lei. Sheila becomes a sword, which Lei uses to slash the absolute space. Anos then confronts a stunned Mulhace, where he frees him from his brainwashing. Returning to the arena, Anos is declared the winner of the tournament. After healing Lei, Anos resurrects Sheila, again, this man and his resurrections, revealing her true form was a sword. Afterwards, Sasha gives Anos a sword as a commemorative gift. This episode, best girl was dressed up in best outfit, bruv.
This episode had
That
bitches
that one-
simping over
that one-
Sasha more than people simping over Pokemon. She was
That one-
hilarious.
That part probably kind of surprised me also, in fact. Probably because I probably didn't remember this part of Sasha dressing up. And Sasha's been absent in this arc, so it was kind of a really great surprise. Like other than episode 5, or like in some scenes in episode
No,
6,
yeah,
she was very absent until in this
yeah.
episode.
Her role in this arc was very minimal. Yeah, I agree. I do want to briefly talk about. We're gonna talk. We're gonna hype up the Anos fight, but I really loved the ending where he basically said,
Be right back.
"I won because of my father's sword," right? Even though we know he won because it's fucking Anos and he doesn't need a sword. But I really loved the way he was giving his dad credit, and it kind of helps the notoriety of his dad's blacksmithing skills. So people are more likely to support his dad's business and stuff like that. I also really loved how he basically, by doing that, he kind of, well, not kind of, he brought back Lei's mom because she was a spirit and that weird shit that happened with it. So I really love that.
Sorry about
That
that. My neighbor.
no, you good. No, you good. I was just talking about how I loved how Anos was essentially resurrected Lei's mom by giving his dad a massive credit for the sword and the blacksmithing skills, even though we all know that he could have won without necessarily using his
That's the
blacksmithing.
thing. Again, with the parent situation, later on when it's around episode 11, I think, is when there's a big thing I want to say. But again, with the whole parent situation, he really honestly always gives credit where credit is due, regardless. True leader, true friend, as well as companion. You know, he's like the perfect person, if you know what I mean. And there's not a single episode where I've been like, didn't really like him. And this was one of the episodes, like I said at the end, with the whole sword situation. He gives credit where it's due and is amazing for the character himself. It's like he's already a perfect character who doesn't even need development.
Yeah, that's true because like we all know, like I keep saying, he could have killed anybody with a goddamn wooden stick like he did the last episode. But he uses his
Wait.
father's sword, and he destroys everyone. So I really love that about him.
I think that's pretty much it other than the fight, right? So
So the fight.
What is? Yeah, the fight. Let's talk about the
Anos
fight.
versus Lei first. It's pretty much toe to toe. It
So let's
can
talk
show
about
that.
the magic
Like,
drain
can-
first, though.
Yeah, I think that was like set up just to mess on Anos instead of Lei, because Lei's brace that time was not even working at all, and it's supposed to not work.
All right.
So now, if I remember correctly, if Lei lost this, his mom would be killed, I think, or his mom would lose treatment. The
Either
royal-
way, it's like placement like a lose situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could tell Lei was fighting the fucking hardest he could. Even though I think Lei knew he would lose, he still tried. And
Yeah.
the fight was incredible. The animation was great.
Like
And
Anos just tells him like, hey, let's just do fighting. Like disregard the hostage situation. Disregard
just enjoy
whatever.
the fight.
Yeah, the glory of fighting.
Now, when the fucking going on from that fight, when what's his name comes out, and they
Melhace.
Malaise comes out and they take him to the it's called an absolute space where he attacks Anos and Lei. This was the first fight, if I remember correctly, where we see Anos get harmed. I say harmed, whether or not it actually affected him, different story. But he loses an arm, if I recall correctly.
During the previous fight with Lei, because he somehow loses his arm.
So when he's in this now space against Malaise, right? Malaise kind of does some whack shit and does, hit him a little bit here and there. But the entire time, Anos is just standing there talking. Just, as if it doesn't matter. The setup with the mom turning into the sword, and that sword then being the thing that gets them out of this absolute space, was one of my favorite things. Again, it's not just Anos's parents that are being praised and used, it's everyone's parents. Lei's mom, adoptive mom as well. She makes a massive indent on Lei's life. She says to her, like, yo, look, man's gonna die, fam. Live what you want to live, be what you want to be, fight who you want to fight. Gives him this encouraging words from a mother, and then she turns into the sword, and now he's got the sword. And you can see the art style is really, really fucking nice as well. And you can see the emotion on Lei's face when he's holding the sword. That's his mom. And he just fucking slashes the absolute space, and it breaks through. The parents being used again really is so wholesome and engaging.
It's kind of weird if you think about it, and it's not weird in a bad way. It's weird in a good way because many shows they don't. At least shows I've seen, and maybe I've not seen enough, but the ones I've seen, the parents are hardly involved. The only one I can remember where the parents are kind of involved is My Hero Academia, where Deku's mom, she's seen every so often talking about how she's worried about Deku.
But the thing is that's not necessarily even an involvement. That's just her coming and saying, my son's gonna die. and then you don't see her. She has no actual significant effect.
Well, she
After
did.
like season one.
Well, she did in season 3 when they're moving into the dorms.
But that to
but
me, even then,
no,
wasn't.
no, yeah, but I get what you're saying. But what I was trying to get at is like it's I have very rarely seen it in anime. The only time I could remember is like I said, My Hero, and even then, I still think that the Misfit of Demon Academy significantly does it better.
I think the only other one this is going back to years ago, is the original Dragon Ball with Grandpa Gohan, where
Oh,
the parent engagement is always there, and it's a very key thing. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z, it kind of disappears. Super as well, but when you get to the end of Super, episode 95, actually, if I recall correctly, there's a throwback to the little fight that they had before they outside Fortune Teller Bubba's house. That's the only other one where, in my head, I can think where the parental situation is actually involved heavily in the main character. And Mao Gakuin does it so well, and does it so wholesomely, and it's not forced either. It genuinely feels part of the flow of the story. It's not like they're trying to make it a thing.
yeah, it feels like it's not necessarily an integral part, but it's a very needed part, if you will.
Without it being there, it wouldn't be as good as it is.
Yeah, I agree with that. Since we're almost running on 2 hours, what did you guys think of the episode overall? What's your rank? What's your rating?
7, 8 or 9 for me.
8.
I agree. I give it an 8. And with that, episode 8 is gone. And go ahead, 50. Well, no, I thought you were gonna say the final arc, but okay, that's fine. Yeah, episode 9, which is the introduction of the final arc of the season,
Hero Academy arc. The first episode of it, episode 9, the mystery of the Hero Academy. So this arc is basically they go to, so you've got the Demon Academy, and then remember we mentioned the Hero Canon. The Hero Academy is basically basically like the human version of the Demon Academy. It's the opposite side of the war.
Canon was a hero. Canon was a human hero, basically during the war.
So carry on. Sorry.
No, just go into the synopsis. We'll talk about it more.
Cool. So the mystery of the Hero Academy. In the past, Anos told Kanon that he wanted to end the war. However, he was forced to endure Jurga during the confrontation.
Oh, that guy was a cunt.
Yeah, this guy was absolutely dickhead. In the present, the students are told they will have an inter-academy classes in the human realm. Anos, Misha, Sasha, Lei, and Misa have a training match during study hall. Later that day, Anos has a conversation with Malhais. Afterwards, he gives Lei a sword that belonged to someone he knew. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. 3 weeks later, the students head to Gyrodite?
Yeah.
For the inter-academy classes. Now, before I read the next part, everyone had to get there their own way. That was part of like the test,
challenge.
Right? Anos teleports everyone to the city. So everyone's like, all right, guys, we've got our bags packed, let's go.
Yeah, it's like Sasha's like, hey, which path are we taking? Do we take the desert? Like, Anos like just interrupts. It's like, hey, you know what we do.
And he just fucking teleports them, and everyone's like, wait, what?
And they were like, oh, this was underwhelming.
And if I remember correctly, it was meant to take them like 2 or 3 days to get there.
It's like takes them like 12, like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were there
like
like 30 seconds. So anyway, Anos teleports everyone to the city. By everyone just means his team, not everyone. He and Sasha then head to Hero Academy Arklaneska.
Wait, we forgot to talk about the new addition to the cast. The teacher.
No,
don't worry, I'm getting.
We'll talk about that later.
So he and Sasha
all right.
Academy Arklaneska. There they meet Eleanor Bianca, a third-year student. She escorts them inside the academy. When Sasha calls out the inaccuracy of Kanon's victory over the Demon King of Tyranny, Anos stops her. Afterwards, Eleanor tells him that Yoga Kanon, an elite class of reincarnated heroes. Yoga, sorry. They then meet two students, Ledriano Canon Ascension and Leos Canon Gilfor, who claim to be Kanon's reincarnation, which Anos doubts.
No.
After he easily defeats Leos, again obviously, Eleanor tells him Kanon was murdered 2,000 years ago by a human. Plot twist.
That's where it stops in the episode. That's where it's like just cutaways.
So this episode was more of just a fun episode. Not a lot happened really. We obviously get...
It's more of an introduction to Zacian.
Now, as Spidey mentioned, we got a new teacher at the end of the last episode.
Her name's Menu or something. Menou. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Menu. No, I'm just kidding.
She is a spice, bro. She's the whole spice rap.
She ended up being cute. Okay.
Yeah, she was.
She never had any illustrations beforehand, so this was kind of a surprise. It was a really great surprise.
It was nice, but we got to talk about Eleanor Bianca.
Oh yeah.
who someone's got to give me in my day. No, I'm just kidding.
What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, this was a good introduction to the heroes. Some of them are dickheads, and we see that. Yeah, of course. And then, dude, the way he handled the two quote unquote reincarnations was hilarious to me.
It was like I blinked.
So just before we explain what happened, right? Just to give you a bit of insight into Anos, right? He wasn't actually, he didn't hate the heroes, no matter how they were acting, right? Because he understands that they are only acting the way they act because it's what they believe in and what they were taught. And at the end of the day, it's not their fault they were taught incorrectly. But anyway, this guy just fucking charges at him, right? Okay. Leos fucking flies at him with, I'm not gonna lie, with what looked like quite incredible speed and power. And Anos, so we've had him kill someone with a heartbeat, killed them with a click of his fingers, resurrect them, change their DNA, defeat God of Time. This man blinks. This man stares at this guy charging at him and blinks. And sends him flying. The ridiculousness,
dude,
of the whole thing.
It's like
that shit
one single blink and pretty much is a really big pushback.
Literally just blinks. The guy just blinks. The guy winks with two eyes.
Because the guy, the reincarnation of the hero, he basically said, "Don't blink or you're gonna miss me hurting you."
Yeah.
And then he asked Anos, "What the fuck did he do?" "Oh, I blinked."
And everyone's like, "What?"
The amount of smugness he said it with, though, dude.
It was crazy. The episode was...
Okay, there's other parts in this episode that I should actually talk about. Oh, the training scene. That was pretty good because like it's kind of showing that Anos wants to also teach other guys how to be stronger.
So
and they actually show Misa's power in this episode this time. Thank God.
So this is actually
they finally
what I
gave it justice.
This is what I was bouncing off what you said that way. He's teaching him, right? I was originally going to talk about this later on, but I can talk about it now. The reason, in my opinion, that Anos is such a great character, regardless of how OP he is, right? All of his subordinates that are there, he always allows them to partake and fight alongside of him. He doesn't need them. And every fight that's happened, it seems like he easily wins, right? Even without them. But the thing is, his idea is that he wants to show them that he trusts them, and he wants to ensure that they can learn and become stronger and not have to rely on him all the time. And on top of this, he knows he's stronger. But to those around him who he respects, he won't flaunt the fact that he's stronger, and he won't make them feel inferior either. He always reassures them and makes sure that they realize they have the skills that they are good at, and that they can utilize and have the potential that they can unlock. And the two girls, Misha, the sisters, follow him without any hesitation because of all of this. They realize he could do anything and everything he wanted, but he allows them and teaches them and treats them like equals, and that's why they follow him without any hesitation. And the idea that both of them know he could do it all alone, but he doesn't want to, they follow him even more so due to that. So as a character, to me, he's already a developed character who doesn't need any kind of character development.
Yeah, Manby, he doesn't care about your status in the world.
He
He
cares
just
about
wants to
just
teach you.
respect.
Yeah, and he's always, even since episode 1 with the whole brothers, he wanted them to learn to love each other. Like with Misha and Sasha, he wanted them to love each other. His whole thing is like just have the demons love and appreciate and respect one another instead of like you're above me, I'm above you, shit like that. And
Divisions.
that, yeah, it's kind of incredible.
Oh, how about this other part where Alice and Sasha are going to the academy? They have talked about it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about? What
Uh,
part in particular?
just, like Dev loved that scene where like they had that conversation when they were walking to the academy.
About her eyes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
Oh,
they're walking to the
that scene hits, man.
yeah, so they walk into the academy, right? And we get a little now. As I've said this most, I'm not really a shipping person, right? But
you lying shit. You know
and
you know
and
you
Sasha,
shit, but you know you shit, bro.
I
You
ship
know you
these
shit,
two,
bro.
bro.
you should Alice
This
and
ship,
Sasha,
I'm
man.
hopping on it and I'm going with it, bro. I'll admit, this is the one ship I'm sailing with, right? They
It's
walk
like
in
this.
through the town. So bear in mind, they got there before everyone else, like a couple weeks before, so they've got time to kill. And they're walking around town, and Anos kind of turns to Sasha and kind of stares at her eyes and just says to her like, "Hey, look, trust in me, and we'll get through things together, and we'll go. Everything will be fine." And she then, if I recall correctly, she talks about how her demon eyes sometimes she can't really control them because because of the way he's talking to her, her emotions start to run high, so her eyes activate, and she starts getting
Yeah.
a bit worried because I think the area around them started shaking. He then activated his own to calm hers down as like a counteract. And shit, it was just, bruh, it was just so nice. It was romantic as hell.
It hits, man.
And
It really hits.
she's so hot.
This scene hits, especially in the web novel.
I'm surprised you didn't talk about her dress in the last episode. If I'm
We
being
forgot.
honest.
We forgot.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh,
kind of forgot. We
in
forgot.
fact, you know what? We won't talk about it. When you go watch it, guys, and you see that dress, you'll know why we love the dress. You'll know
I
why.
sorry. Just for this is I know we're backtracking, but just for context, I finished watching the episode and they're like, "So what did you think?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it." And they're like, "No. What did you think of the dress of Sasha?" I was like, "Yeah, no, Misha's still best girl." And then both Dev and 50 were like, "What? Even after you saw the dress?" And I was like,
No, not the dress. I meant the scene with that scene with Anos and Sasha talking, going to the academy.
No. I'm talking about the episode with the battle where we see her in the dress, and you guys asked me about it. But yeah, this in this episode, I really liked their interaction. He basically told her, "Look at my eyes, and you'll calm down. Trust me." And I was like, "Damn, this motherfucker making moves left and right. I see you, bro. I see you." It was
That was just
nice.
some nice shipping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and we get introduced to Eleanor. She has like the biggest boobs in the out of everyone that's been revealed so far.
Eleanor. She's funny. She's a cool
Yeah.
girl.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, there's like that part where Anos just in the web novel. It's like it kind of just describes it very briefly. Like Anos just like sees Eleanor's breast. Like is this what the thing that I've done? Like this the product of the piece that I've created. Like, people
Oh
have
my god.
people have better nutrition standards that Eleanor has a larger breast than the one
Fucking.
2,000 years ago.
Of course, 50 times about the movies.
Huh? Hey, I'm telling you, they just kind of like glance it over in the anime, and it's like a very funny thing that happened in the web novel. Okay, what
So
do you guys
what's the
think of this
movies?
episode?
With the movies discussion, what did you guys? What's your ranking of the episode, or what's your rating of the episode?
8.
8.
We're in agreement.
I
It's an
think I'll
8.
push it to a 9 just because of the shipping. It was nice. I liked it.
I would push it to a 9, but I'm more of a Misha and
It's fine
Anos.
overall. It's fine overall, but
It's the ending kind of got to me when Eleanor's basically he got killed by a human, and you're like, damn.
it's like it just cuts abruptly after that.
Yeah, so so with that was quite a bit of a twist that he brought that he was mentioning as killed by a human. However, we don't really learn too much else about that there and then. But you know, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I think the whole of the anime series chat when that episode ended, everyone was like, "Well, that's a bit of a twist."
No, I mean it was given because humans are scumbags.
Oh yeah, but everyone was like, "Well, guess that's not what none of us expected." So now the next episode, episode 10, Inter Academy exams. Inside the Hero Academy, Revest Aini, a third-year student, confronts Anos about how he does not recognize him as the reincarnated Demon King. During the first day of the Inter Academy classes, a demonstration of a recreation is held. The Hero Academy's representative,
Oh my god!
Adriano, easily performs the task. While Revest struggles to do so, Anos then reveals that the Hero Academy rigged the demonstration. Later that night, Ivers tells Anos some new information he uncovered during his investigation. Afterwards, Anos heads to a festival with Misha and Sasha where they see Lei and Misa on a date. Yay. The next day, the Inter Academy exams commences at Lake Sami. When Anos
Damn,
takes the
50,
exam,
50 correcting you like that, huh?
offers to take the exam, Reves decides that he wants to do it instead. During the exam, Reves' team struggles against the Hero Academy students. It is revealed that the Hero Academy has cheated by having holy water mixed in with the lake water to weaken the demons. Once he rescues Reves' team, Anos uses a spell to fucking evaporate the fucking lake. He then challenges the Hero Academy students. Before we go off about the lake,
Dude, holy shit!
let's go back to the.
No. I want to talk about. We all gonna get hyped about the lake, and I'm gonna get extra hyped about the lake. Can we talk about how the heroes set the little what is it, show and tell to try to make the demons look bad, and then Anos is like, typical.
So,
Typical.
just to give you guys an idea, to put a picture in your head as you're listening, they're in the classroom, and at the front desk there was 2 desks either side of the teacher, and inside it had a rat, I think, and inside a cage. And all they had to do was use magic to make it turn into something else or make it bigger or whatever. I can't remember what they had.
Demonification magic.
That's it. Yeah,
yes.
It was beam fire, and they just had to then purify it. Easy stuff, right? And so they go up, and the hero goes, boom, does it. Easy. So now it's the demon's turn, and he goes to do it. And Anos is watching. Anos realizes that he's doing the spell perfectly. Like, it's proper, it's good. But because Anos is just Anos, right? Because Mr. Butthole's over here, right? He walks up. Now, obviously, everyone's kind of laughing out. Revest is trying his hardest to do the spell.
Yeah, everybody.
The heroes are laughing, all right? And the demons are like a little bit stressed. Anos gets up, right? In the middle of the fucking classroom, walks up slowly, and the teacher's like, "Excuse me," and Anos, in the fucking confident, chill attitude, goes, "I see this. I see what you're trying to do, but the reason the spell isn't working is because of this." And I think he clicks his fingers or something, or he puts his hand over it, and the fucking
shit just goes away
around it, just breaks and shatters.
And then that fucking look he gives to the hero teacher, he's like, "I saw what you're doing, bitch. I saw what you're doing."
And then because the guy was putting so much like power into trying to purify it, right? Once the spell breaks, right, the fucking rat that's in there just fucking becomes this massive fucking piece of shit, bro.
Dude,
And
that shit was.
it was
Oh my god.
the teacher kind of looked at Anos like, oh.
Who the fuck are you? And how the fuck
And
did he
all the
know that?
heroes even looked at him like, huh? Oh god, this is not good. This is not good. So, but anyways, that whole that happens, right? And they then go out to the lake for the fight. Now, the
I
Anos
like this
wanted a
scene.
fight,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the fucking now again,
What-
Anos is a hybrid. The royal kind of shits on him. and
Well,
is
he
like,
was a
"No."
third year too. He was the third
Yeah,
year.
he was a third year. No, let the senior and the royals handle it. Like, this is our fight. You hybrids aren't good enough, or whatever he said. Basically, he's just being a cunt. And Anos was
Yeah,
like,
I kind of liked that Arnold's kind of stepped back, and the teacher. I think the teacher was in agreement that Arnold's team should have gone, but she was more like, okay with the third year going because Arnold was basically like, that's fine. You want to
and
go
also
ahead.
the teacher, has to kind of be unbiased in the situation. She has to be neutral. And if Anos was stepping back, she was fine with that happening.
Yeah,
The
I
teacher,
just loved.
honestly, was great.
I loved. That's what I loved about it. I love that the teacher wasn't necessarily just being biased towards one, but I also loved that Arnold was like, I know I'm the strongest. I know I could fuck these bitches up, but you know what? You want to take a swing at it? Go ahead. Just don't. He basically said, don't let the demon academy down or some shit like that, right. And I really like that. Obviously, they got fucked up pretty bad, but
it's like
dude, I fucking so the demon academy loses the round, and the teacher gets. And this is the first time you actually see the teacher mad
And
because
the fight wasn't a bad fight. The fight was pretty good. It wasn't one-sided right off the bat. It kind of, people, there was a little bit of a clash, but then as the magical water started draining them more, that's when it just became one-sided, and it became. But the thing is, Anos clocked it because it's Anos. Mr. Butthole's over here.
I
It's
don't
like,
know the hero teacher saying it'll take forever to drain the water. I'm sorry, but we can't. What does Anos do? Alright, my boy, I got you. Don't trip. Fucking
a very
snap.
large Geo Grace. Then
Yeah, he can. He fucking think Cruel Sun from Escanor and Seven Deadly Sins. He does that shit, puts it in the water. All the water evaporates, and the teacher's like, "What the fuck did I just witness?" That shit was, oh my days.
and
Cool
the hero,
dad. Oh
and the
my,
heroes just like want to fight.
oh my days, dude. That shit was,
he
dude.
literally he fucking goes above the lake, right? The lake's fucking huge as well. It's not a small lake. And he puts, I think, if you remember, he puts his hand up in the fucking sky. And then he just fucking...
Yeah, he uses a spell that 50 said, and then he just drops it down, and then everything
Boom.
evaporates. And then he
It's
goes
fun.
back, and he's like, done. I was like, oh my god. I was like, this smug motherfucker right here, dude. You fucking kidding me, man. That shit was beautiful. That scene alone, man. That scene alone. Oh, fuck. You know what we forgot to talk about in one of the episodes?
Lei and Nissa.
No. We forgot to talk about. I think it was when he's fighting Lei in the previous episode, in episode 7 or 8. The fan union singing.
Oh, yeah. They said that's the second one. I don't even remember where the first one was in the web novel.
That was in
But they
the,
definitely
yeah.
skipped number 1.
Episode 8 had the when they were singing.
No, that's
Yes.
episode 7.
Oh, episode 7. Okay, so yeah, episode 7 had the singing, and we're gonna learn more about that later on. But that was awesome. Dev, is there anything else you want to add about this episode?
Nope.
Thoughts on overall thoughts? Rating
9.
50.
I guess it's an 8. It's fine.
50 is just 8 all around. He's like 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. No, you missed some shit, so 7, 8, 8, 8. I think it is more of a. What do I think it is? I like when Nanos is smug, so I'm gonna give it a 9. I just love his smugness. He dad dicked the Hero Clan. He dad dicked the Lake. He fucking dad dicked the demon that thought he was gonna be some hot shit but wasn't. Yeah, I'll give it a 9. Next episode.
Oh boy.
Cool. Episode 11. All right. This is called The Glow of Life. During the next round of the Inter-Academy exams, Anos' team notices that the Hero Academy students have put up a barrier that is enhancing their power. Misha decides to build a castle in the center of it. Anos then encounters another student. Someone's got mad wind.
That be my boy 50. I was good now. Okay,
Sorry
continue.
about that.
Anos then encounters another student who is supposedly Canon's reincarnation named Zeshia Canon Ijaysuka. Meanwhile, Sasha and Lei challenge and defeat Leos and Hein, respectively. Afterwards, Anos takes on Ledriano and Zeshia, where the city gives them their energy in order to empower them. However, Anos counters using the energy of his Unitarian classmates, Fan Union. Everyone then hears a mysterious voice telling the students to kill the demons. Despite Anos' warning, Zeshia unleashes a source explosion. Later, Eleanor asks Anos to head to the shrine. Misha heads to the shrine where she runs into a furious Diego, director of the Hero Academy. When Anos arrives, he stops Diego from brainwashing the students. After Anos kills Diego, he and Misha meet Eleanor, where she reveals that she is magic. This episode, if I remember correctly, is my favorite episode.
This episode is gruesome, man.
So, first things first, right? The fight for this entire episode's fight was so smoothly animated. The animation was so clean. The fight was so every fight that there was just so well executed. Sasha's fight, where we finally get to see Sasha properly fight and go all out with her abilities, and she's really fucking good at it. Lei as well.
Yeah, she uses her demon I have ruined here perfectly at this
Exactly.
time.
And we see Anos. So this bitch Zeshia, right? She fucking flies at our boy Anos, right? And unleashes a source explosion. What that is, she gets the sword that she has and she stabs herself with the sword, and their fucking source and explodes. Bruv, Anos is like, don't do it. You don't want to do this. Trust me. Like, you don't want to do this.
Suicide bomb.
Zeshia goes and does it, and then Anos, the smoke clears, and Anos is just like, I told you, don't want to do this. And he took like no damage. He's just chilling. Bear in mind, they're still being drained by this battle. Well, no, they're not. Their power is being enhanced, right, for the heroes. But Anos just standing there. He's just chilling. And
then
the whole scene where she explodes herself, but then another Zeshia comes out of nowhere and tries to do the same thing. And Anos the entire time is just standing there like, can you stop? It's not going to work.
We also need to talk about Anos' strategy and Misha's strategy, where they built the castle inside, or they built the 3 castles inside his inside the Hero Clan's castle bubble, which was intense as shit. Because like, damn, that's kind of some. We know that
that's big dick energy right there. That's like, yo, we're gonna do this. We're gonna try it. It's gonna be high risk, high reward. Let's go. And
he trusted Misha to do it because, of course, as we know, Misha is just throwing that out there. You guys are like, nah, shut the fuck up, it's Sasha. Who's that one cunt with the fucking glasses and the purple hair who I hate with a passion?
His name is Ledriano.
Yeah, that guy's a cunt. I liked Misha's fight with Discount Natsu, who uses a sword, was smart because
isn't that play against the Hein or something?
Yeah. I'm calling him Discount Natsu with the sword. I like the strategy she used. because she also used strategy and she poisoned his medallion
Oh,
that grants him power.
oh, Sasha and what do they call this thing? It's not, it's not Hein. It's the other guy that appeared in.
Yeah, he's the one who gets killed. Dad dick
Poison.
by Anos in with the blinking.
Yeah, that's him.
But yeah, this whole episode was just insane. Lots of fights.
It's a very big, flex episode.
In 23 minutes, there's so much that happens. I think we have about 4 fights in total. We see the
Dude, we didn't even fucking talk about Lei picking up the goddamn hero sword.
No,
sorry.
Was that in this episode?
Yeah, that's okay.
That's this episode. I'm sorry I yelled.
No, wait.
I'm sorry. No, I'm literally rewatching the episode as we're talking about it.
Oh, is it this episode?
Yeah.
It's this episode
so-
where Lei fights Hein and I don't know, gets the sword of Hein and I don't know.
For those of you
That's what
listening, right,
happens.
so this fucking sword, right? The holy sword, the holy sword can't be picked up by a demon, all right?
Wait, wait. Oh yeah, okay. Never mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like how you're questioning me when I'm literally watching it on Crunchyroll.
So yeah, so the holy sword cannot be picked up by a demon. So Lei starts fighting what was his name? Fucking
Hein.
Hein, right?
I don't even know if this is the guy or girl.
Right.
No, honestly.
Starts fighting him, right? And then Lei's just like, all right. Picks up the fucking holy sword, yeah, and everyone's like, wait, that's illegal.
Like,
you're like no. You're like,
it's like, wait, that's illegal, bro. All right.
I literally the hero clan guy was like, no, that's illegal.
You
Stop.
can't do that.
Stop it.
Literally the Halo meme,
No.
like, wait, that's illegal. Nah.
No.
Bro, Lei picks
Stop
up, right? And then they're all just like, yo, what the fuck is going? You're a demon, right? Bruv. This is
He
where a lot of
literally-
people clocked that this man's got
Yeah.
something weird going on here. But then we all know that it's fucking Shin from back in the day, bruv. Yeah. So we just assume.
So we always assumed, yeah, because the one thing, the flashbacks did a very good job of giving us like a fake out, right? We all thought it was Shin because like, oh, I remember fighting with you, I remember fighting alongside you, blah blah blah. But then the motherfucker picks up the hero sword, and you're like, nah, this motherfucker got to be the hero. But then you're like, wait, the hero can't be reborn as a demon.
Yeah.
So who the fuck is he?
You're like, yo, bruv, this man's. So this is where I was like, late. Shin's just strong because he was a sword master back then. So maybe he's got that capability. Maybe he learned. It's whatever, right? So he starts fighting with this fucking holy sword, and the shit's crazy. Everyone's like, yo, what the fuck? The guy he's fighting is fucking confuzzled. Bruv. Man's confused.com out here. He does not know how to react to this. And Lei just obliterates. And I think he used both swords. He used his sword and the fucking.
Oh, no, yeah. He used both. Yeah. The second sword is basically his.
Man went Kirito out here with his fucking dual swords, bruv. With his mom and the fucking holy sword.
Yeah, at this point he was like,
goodness.
at this point he was like, you know, this hero sword is now mine. Tough shit. Get over it. Bye now. And that wasn't even the end of the episode. Then we get Anos versus the guy, the purple hair guy. Yeah, I don't care for his name. Side hole number 10. Side hole number 10, it tries to do some hot shit, right? And Anos is just basically speaks to the fan union telepathically. He's like, sing for me, guys. Believe in me. They start singing, and motherfucker,
And
this
show
literally
becomes musical. This show becomes a musical, man.
No, it really does. It's like a little music video. And then he gets Anos. If it's not bad enough, he gets a power up from these bitches singing for him. It's insane. And then we learn, well, we hear some exterior voice say, "Kill the demons, kill." And then the girls trying to fight amongst themselves because they're seeing that. So Ano stops the telepathic discussion or dialogue, whatever we want to call it. And then he fights the guy. He doesn't murder him, but he pretty much dad dicks him. And that's when we get Eleanor talking about come to the castle.
The shrine,
Come,
wasn't it? Go to the
yeah,
shrine
come
or
to the
whatever.
shrine. Yeah, go to the shrine. It
Um,
was.
and with that,
Oh no no
Misha,
no!
uh,
Yeah, go
yeah.
go go
So
go.
Anos, Enonas says to Anos, "You'll go to the shrine." So Misha goes instead, I think, right? Because Anos is dealing with the bitch. Um, as she gets to the shrine, right, she runs into a furious Diego. Now, this man, I'm not gonna lie, I saw this happen. I was like, oh no. Man started getting PTSD back to episode like 3, bruv, or 4.
I mean, I saw the moment we met this guy, I was like, this guy's a cunt. He's probably a bad guy.
Right?
And you know what, man, I was right.
He literally um he starts
F,
stabbing Misha, doesn't he?
F in the chat. Yeah, I'm gonna replay this scene real quick. But yeah, F in the chat for Misha. Poor girl.
Dude,
She gets. Yeah, he gets the sword. He traps her in. He traps her in a bubble.
yeah, that was it.
Ah, dude, it was so harsh.
It was. I
Yeah,
honestly, it was hard to watch. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, this is awful. I felt so bad for Misha, but then our man's obviously like. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I was actually kind of like, Anos, please, Anos, like. I was like,
dude,
bro,
he's.
you
Oh
fucked
my
up.
god.
Anos is gonna come. It's just a matter of time. I was hoping. I'm like, Anos is gonna come. You,
All right,
you might
so
want to
so
stop.
so he does to Misha what Actologia did to Irene. If you get the reference, you get the reference. If you don't, well, I'm not trying to spoil you, but basically does that, and it's we see that for a good 5 to 15 seconds of just nonstop that, and you're like, just make it stop.
It,
I was
honestly,
like,
I was sat there like, this has got to stop, man. This is awful.
but
Oh shit.
I was like, Arnold, where the fuck are you? And yeah, that shit was dark. It was, and poor Misha. It ends with him saying, with her saying, "You broke the rules. This was no accident." And then he tries to literally kill her, and that's when my boy Anos just fucking literally does what Actologia did to Gatsarina.
Bruv, the line that he says, if you've got time to die, you've got time to talk to me. You got time to what's the line? Yeah, if you
Yes,
got time to die, you got time to explain or something. Oh my god, oh bruv, that line, as soon as I was in stitches. If you've got
dude,
time
dude,
to die,
dude. Anos is. Dude, so we're a fairy tale essential podcast, so we know fairy tale. When you know how Natsu gets angry and his eyes turn red and he looks demonic. Well, Anos in the fucking scene when he like shoots the giant hole inside old boy, he's got aura around him that's all black and just like draining the life force out of this guy, and you're like, holy fuck! Like, boy is I was like, good, good, make him pay, dismember him limb from limb for all I give a shit. Just make it happen, man. And but that line, dude, I'm like, wait, what was it? What was yeah, the if you have time to die, you have time to answer me. And then he brings him back to life. Dude, that shit was so fucking insane.
it it was just nuts. It was crazy. Um, that line
Oh,
killed the entire sub. We were all in stitches, and the way he just treat. Think back to Eleanor and what he did to her. Right now, what he did to him was even more brutal.
he turned him into a demon.
Literally turned him into the one thing he hated the most. Not like a hybrid situation. Man, literally turned the guy into a demon.
I
Bruv.
feel I love that this show has done a good job of representing that one side isn't good and one side isn't bad, right? Because within the demons, there's some good people and there's some bad people. Like some royal who are good, like Lei, who's considered royal but he's good, and then you get some royal who are bad, like Eleanor. not Eleanor, Emilia. And then same with the hero clan. Some that are bad and some that are good. So I really love that about this show, where it's done a good job of not just showing one side as good and one side as bad. But dude, this fucking episode was goddamn crazy. What would you rate it? Uh, Dav, what would you rate the episode?
Because of the whole fucking what he did to that guy, for what he did to Misha, it's probably like a 9, maybe even a 10. Because it was that line fucking cracked me up. It was crazy.
The end towards, and then at the end of the episode, we basically have um them going to Eleanor in that basically, yeah, in the shrine. He's carrying Misha like bridal style, but we see Eleanor is basically used for reproductive purposes because she's she's the embodiment of magic. Yeah, she's the embodiment of magic or something. Yeah,
of the hero magic.
So that entire thing was crazy as fuck to me. Yeah, this episode for me was a 10. I loved the entire combat. Everybody had their moment to shine. Misha had her moment to shine with the castles. She got murdered pretty bad, not gonna lie to you. But I love the what she was doing. Sasha showed her abilities. Even the fan union with their singing and their fight style was great. Lei with his fucking dual wielding bullshit that we didn't even know about, who got us all confused. Is he human? Is he demon? Is he hero? Is he reincarnation of hero? What the fuck is going on?
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
No, you're good. We're good. We were just recapping the episode, what happened, and our overall score. So yeah, for me, this episode was a 10. Dav said it was a 10. What about you, 50? What's your overall episode
11,
thoughts?
Right?
Yeah, we're still talking about
the one where Misha gets attacked at the end and Anos just...
Yeah, this is the 9. There's a shock factor in that part.
So it being a 9 for 50 is essentially a 10 because he'd be rating it on a different scale, That was episode 11. That shit was crazy as fuck. Now we got to talk about episode 12. Go ahead, Dev. Hit us with that synopsis.
Is taboo magic. Eleanor reveals that she was created with a taboo magic spell. As such, she is human magic, like she is literally the embodiment of it. Anos then frees her so that she can save the Humans Academy students. Afterwards, Eleanor... So one thing I think we forgot to mention is Diego was trying to brainwash the students into killing... That's what that voice was. Him saying, kill the demons. That was him brainwashing them.
Yeah.
So afterwards, Eleanor reveals the truth about the creation of the Hero Academy, the students, the origins of the voice he previously heard, her existence, and how Kanon was actually killed. Just as Anos is about to grant Eleanor's wish, they are confronted by a clone of Diego. Suddenly, 3 of the Elder Demon Emperors show up with a mysterious figure who claims to be Avos. Avos taunts Anos before he leaves. A few days later, Avos declares war against humans. Meanwhile, Anos has a meeting with the remaining Elder Demon Emperors. There, his friends vow to help him as well. Later, while his friends take on Avos' forces, Anos decides to confront Avos by himself. When he does, it is revealed that Lei was masquerading as Avos, and he is the reincarnation of Kanon.
This is a very big reveal.
This shit fucking fucked me up. Not gonna lie to you.
But I'll tell you, this episode's a bit kind of rushed, though.
Oh, and I could see that. I could see that there was some parts where it felt rushed, but this, I feel like they were rushing more because they have to get to the big.
Yeah, they had to go to the reveal somehow.
Yeah, they had to get to the reveal, and then the last 2 episodes were essentially part of the arc, but like a mini arc within the big arc. So I kind of expected it to happen.
So,
but the reveal. No, you're good. You're good. I want to talk about the reveal really quick, and then we could just talk about the overall episode. What did you guys think of the reveal? Obviously, obviously 50 you kind
read
of
the
knew
thing.
'cause you're a novel reader. Yeah. But what did you fine? It wouldn't be fair to ask you because you already knew about it. Well, Dad, what did you think of it?
Um, I had kind of been thinking about that. I had touched on it. It was more of one of those, hey yo, I bet that Lei is Avos. Or, I kind of, it was more of a jokingly passed comment. And then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, it doesn't really make too much sense to me. But then when he picked up the holy sword, I was like,
Is it
weird.
possible?
Maybe it's a possibility,
Yeah.
but again, it wasn't something that I'd cemented. And then when I actually found out, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I paused the episode and I was kind of sat there like, I like that. I like what they did there,
It's
and
like
it felt good.
I was expecting Dav to react about this.
I liked the reveal a lot. I liked what they did. I liked the fact that Lei is the hero canon, and like you said, the flashbacks do a good job at faking us out because obviously we thought it was fucking what's his name Shin, but
Yeah.
our boy canon. And with all that we learned about the fact that he was betrayed by humans and how he's reincarnated as a demon and so on, it honestly kind of opened more to the story and the world that we were in, that anything and fucking everything is possible.
Shit was the story did a very great job of faking you out. Because, like you said, every flashback made it seem. Not every flashback, but a good portion of the flashbacks made it seem like it was Shin. And the way the character talked made it seem like it was Shin. But then it's like he picks up the hero sword, and you're like, this motherfucker cannot be Shin. Or can he? Did Anos reincarnate him with like a added bonus? Because like it's Anos, so you're like, man could do anything. But that reveal, man, like holy shit. And it also when he steals a sword and picks it up like nothing, that's kind of like another indication from the Hero Academy when he steals the sword and picks it up from the Hero Academy. It's kind of another indication that it could be Lei because we don't really see Lei throughout the episode till like the very end. So they were kind of like hinting that it was Lei, but I didn't pick that shit up until like after I rewatched it, and I was like, oh yeah, you're right. But damn, that reveal was pretty good. Any gripes you had with the episode 50 since you said it was rushed?
Oh, yeah, it was kind of rushed. Like Diego just appears out, or this one, because the events of the sword being taken was the holy sword being taken was like I don't know a day after the tournament thing, and then
Okay.
and I don't know they changed the events also like saying hey Alvas del Havia declared war a week after he stole the sword, and in the web novel it's like instantaneous in the point that after he stole it he just went to deal hide the demon realm, right? And it's like, hey, we'll have war against humans now just because this.
Okay.
I'm
I
actually
got you.
reading the wiki here with the differences section. Anos fired 6 Geograzes at Avos in the web novel, not like one in the anime. And this one, just another fucking, my man's just. The earthquake scene from the web novel was toned down in the anime. Soldiers were violently thrown down to the floor when they tried to fly. They quickly just fell down. This caused Anos to ask, did you think the impact of an earthquake would not reach the sky? Bruv. Bruv. This man's like, you lot are
Did
dumb.
you
You lot are
think?
still underestimating this shit.
Did you think the impact of an earthquake would not reach this guy? the amount of fuck you. This is like Xbox and their fuck you money so far, because Xbox spent $7.5 billion, and they're like, yeah, we're still gonna spend money because we still have so much money. It's like that type of fuck you move that Anos did right there. Did you think that an earthquake's what's quake effect wouldn't reach the sky? God damn. Fucking hell. What did you guys think of the overall episode?
It's still a good episode despite some of the problems that I've seen.
What's your rating?
Still a 9 actually.
It's a 9?
Why do you guys think if it's an 8 or something?
No. I'm just surprised because I'm just surprised you don't give.
Because it's an average of an 8 or 9 for me actually.
Okay,
Compared to
so
an
we'll
8.
go we'll go to like an 8.5, 8.5 since
Yeah, we'll just go with an 8.
you okay. All right, that's fair. That's fair. 8 it is. What about you, Dev?
One thing I quickly just want to touch on that we didn't really fully explain is the Eleanor being the human magic, and what she was doing, that Zeshia, the one who did the source explosion, she was basically creating more and more Zeshia. She had like an unlimited amount, and they were all her children. And there was this really touching emotional scene where Eleanor was like, "Please just save my children," being the Zeshias.
Oh, and
And
the children
she
were
was
like, "Save
crying,
our
and
mother."
yeah, and then the children said, "Can you save our mother?" And they were crying. It was pretty fucking touching. But yeah, so episode 12 to me was about it was more of an 8 for me because the next episode is kind of what fucking
Dude,
was crazy.
dude. Yeah, I agree. I'm leaning towards an 8, maybe a 9. I don't know. The Eleanor scenes were touching, and again,
Yeah,
it's a
that's actually
different layer
I kind of forgot about that one because
because they add a different layer to the series again.
it also
Uh,
shows how much of a dick was Jirga was
yeah,
to Kenneth.
Jurgo's a
And
fucking cunt, man.
it
It's like
shows,
hey, we achieved peace. It's the thing that we wanted to do in the first place. Why do you still want war?
and it also shows typically the Demon King in anime is portrayed as the bad person, and in this it shows that the Demon King is actually more human than the actual humans. You know,
What do you
The
call
moral
it?
high ground.
yeah.
I like this guy. This guy gives me uh Devil's a part timer type vibes where he's like, dude, I'm just trying to live my life, have fun with it, not worry about shit. Yeah, sure, I'll probably try to take over the world, but I'm trying to be peaceful about it and not worry about shit. But then we got Jurgen, who's a human. He's like, nah, fuck the demons. They killed my wife. They killed my mom, whatever. And I loved. I don't. It was a previous episode because it was a flashback. But I love Anos's response. Be like, well, you also killed my mom, but I'm not holding it against you. And it's like, damn, all right, damn. Yeah. So this episode for me was around an 8, maybe a 9. I really love the Eleanor scenes. I loved
Reveal.
the
Oh
reveal. The
wait.
reveals.
Wait, you,
Yes.
you guys the Lei and Misa scene, remember?
Oh
That one
yeah.
was so charming. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
it's like they can't be doing it right now. Like I know what's gonna happen and it shouldn't be happening right now or something.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I like how Misha was part of basically
Misa.
started the fan union. Or me, I confuse him. Misa started the fan union, and now she's all about Lay. Uh,
There was the
yeah,
scene with the necklace.
yeah, where he
Yeah.
splits it. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna change my rating to a 9. I liked it a little more than I initially thought.
So, final episode
No,
30.
we're on episode 12, aren't we?
No, we just did 12.
We're
Oh yeah,
going to
you're right.
13 now. We're going to
No, yeah,
13
you're
now.
right. My bad. My bad.
Okay.
My bad. My bad.
Episode 13. Let the world be filled with love. Lei reveals to Anos the truth as to why he rewrote history following his death. Afterwards, Anos challenges Lei to a fight. During the fight, Anos takes out 6 of Lei's 7 sources. However, Anos allows Lei to defeat him in order to stop the humans' hatred of demons. Refusing to accept the outcome. Diego tells Zestier clones to self-destruct. When Eleanor tries to reason with him, Jurga arrives in a form of sacred magic. He is then confronted by Lei and the fused Misha and Sasha.
Let's
When Jurga attempts
go.
to once again have the Zestier clone self-destruct, he is stopped by... Wait, before we do that, at the end of episode 12...
Yes.
No, sorry, never mind. I was jumping the gun. He's stopped by Anos. Jurga decides to forcefully drain the hope of the city. So think of the way the fan union sing and give hope to Anos. He basically did that, but he did it by forcing him to give it to him, like Spirit Bomb.
Well, no. See, Spirit Bomb is more you willingly give energy.
Wait, but what I mean, so it's like the Spirit Bomb.
Oh,
but
no,
he
yeah.
forces them to do it.
Yeah. He's basically forcing you to give him your life force. He doesn't give a fuck. Think Draken Joe and Eden
he's
Zero.
forcing them to... He's draining hope off of them.
Yeah.
Forcefully.
Yeah.
While his friends rally behind him, Anos tells Jurga that the world is at peace now. When he refuses to believe this, he is cut down by Lei and Anos. Just before Jurga dies, Anos reincarnates him. After the battle, Anos reunites with Misha and Sasha. Lei reunites with Misa, and Eleanor becomes Anos' magic. Everyone then heads back home to the demon realm. Guys, I think we
fucking...
Wait, is this the
What?
episode where Anos dies?
Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Bro,
Yes, this is where dude. Yeah, so the synopsis doesn't give a full detail because it's trying to condense it, but this fucking episode, bro, this fucking episode,
man.
Oh my! So we got to talk about
Bangers.
Exactly, like the kids say nowadays, it's a straight banger. I loved this story. You know what? I'll save that for my overall thoughts. No, you know, fuck that. I'm saying right now. What this ends up being is the ultimate bromance, right? Lei is doing everything he can to protect Anos because Anos was his best friend, and Anos in turn is trying to do everything to save the world and make Lei be the hero he knows he is. It's the ultimate bromance, and it's fucking amazing. Then when they're
there's a part that during the fight, it's like Lei's like talking to himself about he's been a hero for like way too long, and then when in the time that he stabs Anos, like, you were my one and only hero, Anos. My God, that hits.
Yeah, no, that shit hit. That shit, that romance.
He's in anguish when he did it.
Yeah, he didn't want to, but he.
It's like unbelievable. He's like bewildered by the fact that he did stab him.
It's so fucking amazing. I love. So I'm like Dav said in the synopsis, Anos basically fucks him up real good, real fast. Leaves one of his 7 what is it? Sources around, and then he throws them. They both fight up in the air, and he has Lei kill him, but he has the illusion magic to transform him into look like the hero, right? And he looks like the demon. Avos. So yeah. I loved that scene because you like 50 said, you see the anguish in Lei's eyes when he kills him, and then they have this little adorable exchange. Anos dies for real or some shit, and if you're like, I know I was like, wait, what the fuck? Anos finally died? Anos sacrificed himself again? I'm gonna have to wait another 2,000 years for this bitch to come back. And then that's when Jurgen, right, appears, and dude, that guy's a cunt. Can we talk about how much of a cunt he is?
Yeah, he's so petty that he turned himself like a part of the magic of the humans, and then it's like, it's just because he killed my family and stuff.
Yeah, he showed me up when I tried to beat him in that one.
And he just killed Canon just even because of his opposing view of creating the
I know, what a cunt. He's like, we don't need an academy anymore because there's peace. And he's like, no, bitch, I'm killing you. And then I didn't like also that the guards that were supposed to protect Kanan helped Jurgen. I was a fan of that shit. Kind of glad they did. I was so triggered. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was triggered as fuck. But yeah, I could keep going on and on. and on. But last thing I do want to point out is the author did a beautiful job. You can't decide between Misha and Sasha. Just fuse them. Duh. There's your best girl. You get a bit of both. And dude, this fucking episode, man.
The fight was so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Misa Sasha fusion is probably the best part of this last episode. In all honesty, oh, and they can have a name, but I don't know. The Twitter disclosed that pretty quickly, even though the name appeared Volume 6.
what is it? What is it called? What are they called?
The Misha Sasha fusion's name is Aisha.
Aisha. Yeah, I was gonna say Misa, but we already have a Misa. Aisha. That's smart.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Yeah,
AIS.
the Twitter somehow, I don't know, said it in the name before Volume 6
Yeah,
even appeared. So this
Twitter be
so
wild
this
like
one's
that.
so it's a very weird situation.
What did you guys think of the fight?
It was so good. It was so
That's
well
awesome,
done.
man.
So many cool spells and attacks, and the animation was just insane.
Yeah,
And then-
everything in this episode is so good. It's like at the end of the fight, like it's like Misha and Sasha are like crying because like they saw Anos died. It's like they were so relieved by the fact that he still lives.
Dude, Anos dying. I was kind of like, no, thank you.
Can we get a rewind, please?
And then
No, he's not.
and the part where like Anos grants Eleanor's wish, and Eleanor cries at him.
Dude,
like,
can
I love
we-
you, Anos.
Dude, didn't Sasha? I think what Sasha or Misha, I think both. They got a little jealous too, and they started to like, "Nah, bitch, he mine. You back up off of him, Eleanor."
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just remembered something about the way Anos revived himself.
The song.
No. So the way Anos revived himself, because I just went back in the anime series to find my little fucking wall of text that I post every time I watch something. The dude revived himself using. So you said the illusion thing, right? What it really was that the attack that killed him, you can't be killed by the same attack twice, or something like that. That specific attack. If you already died to that attack, you can't be killed by it again. Bruv, man revived because of that. The big brain plays right there is just crazy. Anos is
Dude,
fucking OP,
he
smart.
He was anticipating it. He was anticipating it because he knows he has to do it.
he was like, you know what? He's gonna use the same attack. All right, kill me, bro. Look at that, heroes.
It's like you're using the sword that you
demons.
used to kill me, so you might as well just do it now.
Yeah, and I liked how when he got killed, quote unquote, he was telling the demons, "Just go back, wait for me to be reincarnated again." Blah blah blah. And then fucking fight with Jurgen, and then everybody was like, there was a few things that I didn't mention. The song at the end, literally, we got a 3-minute music video within the episode.
Oh yeah.
We really did, and it was glorious. I'm not even gonna lie. I liked it. I loved it. I also loved how towards the end when Anos and Alay are fighting. Well, Jurgen basically confirms that Lei is the reincarnation of the hero, and he's a demon. Yeah,
how shameful of you to reincarnate as a demon or something.
And all the heroes heard that shit. So I don't want to see season 2 if it ever happens that the heroes don't know that he's a fucking reincarnation. Because motherfucker, we saw a giant ass bitch talk about how he's the reincarnation of the hero, Kanan. I loved how the humans and the demons were helping one another towards the end when they were fighting Jurgen. I really liked that.
It's like Anos was somehow able to achieve the thing that he wanted 2,000 years ago. Peace between demons and humans. Because that's kind of the reason of why the war 2,000 years ago even existed. It's their hatred.
It was so good. It was so good.
Now,
okay. The very end of the episode.
So I've got the screenshots. We're talking about when they go home, yeah?
Yes.
Right, cool. So I've got the screenshots here. Right? So after the whole thing happens, all the characters reunite and they end up going home because obviously end of the battle, end of the arc. What's the tradition? We go back home for some mushroom rotten or whatever the hell he eats, right? So they make their way back. Right? Eleanor comes with, right? Because now she's obviously part of Anos' magic. And Mamos reacts, right? Anos, don't tell me you added another bride. The dad starts crying. And like, hey, so you've learned to propose in a stylish way like that as well? And then Sasha says to Misha, just think if he tells them that they have 10,000 kids. Bro, I think the mom was the one that heard it, and she was just like, she freaked
10,000?
out. She was so happy. She was the parents were so happy.
It's like they're in a state of euphoria to the point that like they can't believe that he is. It's like I'm gonna be a grandfather now and something like that.
Again, the interaction with the parents, man, it's just so wholesome. The whole, but this is just becoming the biggest harem, and there's no competition either. No one is trying to win over Anos. It's just everyone's accepting that Anos just loves everyone and everyone loves Anos. This is one of those harems where it's just wholesome as hell, and it's so good, and it's just so well written and so well explained with how the story paced out, especially in season 1.
Fun fact: this ending scene is actually the first chapter of volume 4.
Ooh.
So that's like a very big jump that they've done in the end of this arc.
Wait, you know what we forgot?
What?
Anos summoned his own castle, bruv.
Oh yeah, that fight.
So middle of the fucking fight,
I
right?
told you about that. It's like
Yeah. So
it's like
middle of the fight, my man summons a castle, right? Now when I was watching, I actually didn't give any second thought to it, right? So he summons a castle and brings a sword out, all good, right? Find out later that it's his own fucking castle. So remember how we said that each character can basically summon his castle, right? Anos decides to summon his own castle, and within that castle he brings out the sword, his sword that he uses. Not bruv. That was mad. And then the scene where the fucking Lei and Anos are standing over Jurga and just fuck him up. Oh my days. It was so fucking good.
It's like wait, let me finish this fight with my sword. So let me just bring my castle first.
Oh man, the entire, and then when they get home, and then the parents just have such a wholesome reaction. Holy fuck!
First fighting, he's doing something, isn't he?
Yeah, he fucking said one
He
sec.
muted us.
So, what did you think about that?
This episode.
Yeah,
This episode is definitely a 10.
I think it's a 10 for me as well. It was just so well done. It kept within the whole.
Yeah, even if there's some difference that I still saw, it's still a really good episode though. The fight scene, because it's supposed to be the fight scene that should end this season.
I've read on the wiki in episode 12 that in the novel, when he destroyed Lei's sources, he used one spell, whereas in the anime he used multiple spells.
I think so.
Yeah, here it is. In the web novel, Anos only used Bebzod to destroy Lei's 6 roots, but in the anime, Anos used many spells to destroy them, making it look as if mere spells could destroy the root while inside a person.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the anime.
I think it's to show more action. To be fair.
And I think it was a good choice.
Yeah.
But
all right, I'm kind of back. My bad, guys.
Fine.
I know you guys gushed already about the family scene. I want to gush about it some more.
Go for it.
I love how the mom is like, I have 10,000 grandkids now, and you know, she was basically like, damn, this motherfucker moves fast. I just love that. Love that shit about it. Did you guys give your overall score for the last episode or not yet?
Yeah, we just gave it a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're all in agreement. You know what? Yeah, we're in agreement. It's a 10. I wouldn't even be mad if people give it like an 11 or something because it's
It's
pretty
definitely,
great.
you know,
It's fucking amazing. If we if we just want to give our overall thoughts on the series as a whole, and then we could just end the podcast since it is a longer podcast overall.
are we
Uh
not gonna are we not gonna talk about the dubs and subs like real quickly?
oh
Because
yeah,
we
we could talk. Yeah, we
so
could talk about that. Go
so
ahead.
as I previously stated in the blooper reel, like the the subs are better because the dubs, like Anis's voice actor sounds unfitting, and I don't know. I checked on episode 5 just to check on Lei's voice actor and like how he introduces himself. He sounds so monotonous. I hate it. It's like, oh no, man, what are you doing? What did they do to you?
Yeah, it seems like that's an issue with some dubs.
So, Dev, can you explain to us what were your expectations of the dubs again?
Yeah, some dubs do it better than others. Others just don't. It just doesn't cut it. I did love the dub. We all watched this. That was our go-to. Dub isn't bad if you're into that, but if you could watch it sub, I would recommend the sub. To be honest. Um, but yeah, that's. I mean, Deb, do you want to add anything to the sub or dub discussion?
Uh, if you're gonna, what I said in the blooper reel, if you're just gonna include that in what I was saying about the with the dub voice actor, I think over time he will settle into the role because playing someone that's as smug and over the top as Anos is can be difficult for people because it's not who they are as a person. The dub does sound pretty bad. I got about 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes into it, and I turned it off. But
Nice.
I do hope it if the series continues and starts and gets multiple seasons, which I'm sure it will with how good it was. I am hoping that the dub will improve. Um, but yeah, like so if you can watch the sub, just watch the sub. It will honestly be a lot better. Air that goes to you. Learn to read. If I can do it, you can too. But other than that, not really.
Um. So, what are your overall thoughts on the podcast?
I love the entire series. I recommend it to every single person that asked me for recommendations. I
Yeah,
give the
it's
show a 9 overall. But yeah,
yeah. I'll give it a 9 also. It's it's not a perfect adaptation, but it's still a good series overall, especially if you like catch up through the actual source material itself. It's really good.
it's fair to you.
Good.
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second. I got a
Cool.
mailman came.
So welcome to the podcast where we listen to Spidey going to get his mail.
Yeah, just everyday things are just happening while we do stuff.
Is there a season 2? Has it been teased or announced or?
No, if you see anything that it says in the Instagram, it's fake because it's definitely fake because they just pasted like the character models and probably from the website, the official website, and then just said like October 13, like that's cap unless the actual official reveals it. Someone was very skeptical on that announcement. It was way too quick for them to actually announce that second season, if ever.
Hope it does.
I hope it does, because there's this thing, because it gets very more and more interesting as more arcs come in. I kind of like the fifth arc for its fights, even though it's a bit confusing. Volume 6 is so much spoilers. I'll tell you that right now.
I
Like
can't
even the
wait.
prologue is a very big spoiler.
I cannot wait.
Oh, you
All right,
do.
all right. My bad, guys. All right, we gotta wrap this up because I got something to do. I
Okay.
All
apologize.
good.
So,
Overall thoughts.
so how
50,
would
go
you
on.
rate it, Spidey? We've
Overall, the
already,
season. Oh, you already gave your rating. That's great. That's
yeah,
great. My overall thoughts. I love the series. It's over the top, but it's got those emotional moments. I love the family dynamic. Honestly, if I'm being critical of the show, it'll probably be like a 7 or 8. But I don't like looking at things just at a critical level. I like for what I enjoy. So I would give it more of a 9 or a 10. There are those scenes that hit, and when they hit, goddamn, do they hit? There's those scenes that they give that emotional pull, and it's great. So overall, I would give it a 9, 9.5.
Yeah,
So
so we're all on the same page then, around about 9.
yeah.
So
yeah.
with
And
that,
then and like we said, you don't have to choose between the best girl because you have Aisha, who's a combination of both.
Mamos is the top tier best girl, but
Yeah.
she's
So
such a best girl that she's not even on the tier list because she breaks it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
she's technically tier 0.
There you go, tier 0. All right, guys, and with that, we hope you enjoyed this podcast. We will, what we're gonna try to do, and I need to talk with 50 and Dab about this. Is maybe we pick an anime and we do a weekly review of it, and then go from there instead of doing this 2 hour plus podcast of the entire season. Um, but more on that later if that does happen. Anything
Yes.
you guys want to add or plug or nothing or anything?
Yeah, go watch Senyoku, Warlords of Siegfried, and go watch Assault Lily Bouquet.
Just read the source material, the web novel.
Oh my god, of course.
Yeah.
There's over 500 chapters, I think. So yeah, good luck with
Yeah,
that,
but
guys.
if you could dare if you could dare yourself to reading the machine translations, do it. All right?
Jesus
Because
Christ.
some of the
Only you would
official,
torture yourself with that.
some of the
Uh,
translations, actual translations, are just still so far in volume 4.
all right,
And
I see.
so good luck if you try, and I do hope that you do try it. And that should be
All
just
right.
it.
And then my final words are 5077. Give me Eleanor and Medei. Thank you.
If anyone needs the source material, message 5077 or even myself because I have got it as well.
We hope you
And
enjoyed it. Yeah,
it's on
that's this
Crunchyroll.
week's. Yes, it is on Crunchyroll. Both the sub and the dub are on it. Um, check it out. Have fun with it, and maybe you'll like it.
If you
All
want
right,
to
guys.
go into anime series, mention Anos and watch everyone flood.
Yeah.
Seriously, you're gonna
Yeah,
see that happen.
you should. Yeah, because 507 is very imperative to be invited to this type of talk.
So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe. I know some countries are still struggling with COVID and what's going on around. I know people in the UK, we're starting to hit weird fucking tier levels. We're leveling up, boys. We're tier 2. I don't know if that's not a good thing, but hey, we're leveling up.
That's just how Brits do it, man.
America's so bad, we still haven't got through tier 1.
Well, you see,
We're
tier 1's the best part.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
guys, stay safe.
Stay safe, wash your hands, socially distance, wear a mask.
You don't even need to go
yeah.
outside. Just watch butthole anime.
There you go.
No reason to go outside.
And with that, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, people. Where's the fucking? What's the break stop? There it is.
Break, stop. No, I'm